Yo, what's up? Original OC with you on the Original OC channel. Breaking news on this Thursday, the 27th of March, 2025. Brand new interview with AP Ambassador John Mayer. And the interview is conducted with Housekeeping founder Ben Clymer. And we will be going through this brand new interview just released moments ago. We'll be going through it live. Already over 10 people watching. Guys, I don't have to remind you, hit the like button as you join into the channel on the replay. Please please upvote the live stream, and please leave a comment after the show. If you're watching this on the replay, please leave comments. I do read and respond to every single comment. Other housekeeping issues. As you guys know, if you have a star next to your name, you are a member of the Original OC channel. The Original OC team thanks you. Thanks you for your support. Please check and see if you have a member milestone chat, a free member milestone chat. You check that by clicking on the currency icon next to the chat. If you don't have a star next to your name, I just dropped the link to become a member. Memberships are available as low as $200 a month. Become a member today. Now, let's go through the chat and say hello. We've got Vimal, who is first. Vimal's a member. Thank you, Vimal. We've got Mr. Fahrenheit, also a member, who's second. We've got SE, who's also a member. First. Nope, you're third. You're third, SE. Macallan Drinker, also a member. Thank you so much. You're not third, you're fourth. Nice try, though. We've got Goldfinger in the chat. We've got SE, who's already gifted a membership. And congratulations to Al, who was gifted a membership from SE. Thank you, SE. We've got John D in the chat. John D says, grabbing the front page news. Yep, we're always the first with the breaking news here in the Colony Network. By the way, other breaking news this morning, breaking news, Maine Watches has just introduced a collaboration with Nico Leonard. And they've introduced this jumping hour complication wristwatch. And it's available in 3 colors, three styles. And this is a exclusive Nico Leonard watch. Let me see. This is public information. I'm not disseminating anything that's confidential or embargoed. It says this post is from Nico himself. Let's teach the world about the jump hour. Massive thank you to Maine Watches for making this happen. There's a green, there's a red, there is a black. So those are the 3 versions. And, and there's a picture of a sign that just went up in Geneva to promote Watches and Wonders. It looks like Cartier will be launching a revamped version of their jumping hour this year. Little leak from Geneva. Hey, holy shit. Hey, Nico, what's up? Very funny. Nico's a cool guy. By the way, if you aren't aware, huge shout out to our friends at Housekeeping. Yep, that's me and Nico. Yeah, check it out. That's an article from Housekeeping. Now, some have said that this is fake news, that this is part of an elaborate April Fool's hoax. Well, I can assure you that I can't assure you of anything. But there's my good friend Nico Leonard. If you could read the caption there, it says Nico Leonard with Original OC. So huge shout out to our friends at Housekeeping. By the way, I want to thank Housekeeping. I actually do. I want to thank Housekeeping for letting us bring this video to you. We will be playing and analyzing this video in accordance with United States copyright laws under fair use. And I'm dropping the link to the original source. Visit the Hodinkee YouTube channel. All right. If you want to jump on the panel, the link is not pinned. Okay, that's a problem. Boom. Now the link is pinned. Let's go through the interview. If anybody wants to jump on the panel at any time, click on the link at the top of the chat. There's a link to the memberships. Upvote the live stream as always. Let's get to 10 likes, guys. Get the 10 likes right out of the gate. And let's go through this exclusive interview. Let's do it.
Good?
Whenever you're ready.
Hey guys, Ben here in New York City. For watch brands, there's nothing more exciting than...
So it looks like they are on, that's the street where AP House is, right down the street from they're in meatpacking right down the street from the Hermes at AP House.
Than an anniversary year. And this year is actually the 150th anniversary for Audemars Piguet. So we're here in New York City at the AP House to see some new stuff. And along
By the way, I'm watching this for the first time with you guys. I have not reviewed this. I haven't scanned it. I've done absolutely zero. I'm watching this for the first time along with you guys. So we're going to be analyzing every single thing in this video.
with me, we have my old friend, John Mayer.
Thanks, Ben. Yes, we're going to be taking a tour, not just of the AP House and some historical...
I wonder whose Porsche that is. I wonder whose Porsche was parked out in front of the AP House. By the way, if you are a Porsche enthusiast, please let me know what exact model that is in the chat. What exact model that is.
Thanks, Ben. Yes, we're going to be taking a tour, not just of the AP House and some historical pieces, but also a brand new release from AP, as shown to us by Head of Research and Development, Luca Raji. It's a very special new piece, the first of many, celebrating the 150th anniversary of AP this year.
What do you think we'll get to look at? The perpetual calendar? Surprise, surprise.
This is one of my favorite places in New York. It's like a mini AP museum.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. This is one of my favorite places in New York. Let the ball washing begin. I mean, it's not that great. I would be surprised if they closed it. When they opened the new AP boutique on 60th and 5th Avenue in mid 2026, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing closes, because it's not that great. No offense to AP. I love AP. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying the AP House is, and they have an outdoor space, blah blah blah, but it's not that great.
This is a favorite.
And that's certainly not one of the best parts of the AP House. Oh, it's like a mini museum. The fuck out of here.
This is one of my favorite places in New York. It's like a mini AP museum.
Yeah.
This is a favorite.
Nice to see that they got dressed up, you know.
Favorite places in New York. It's like a mini AP museum.
Fucking John Mayer. Look at him.
Yeah.
Oh man. I know I'm not one to criticize style. So I will refrain from commenting on their style. I will not do it. But I do. Oh, just got a text message. Okay. If you want to join the panel, I'll drop a special link for you. If you turn off your YouTube and click on that link that I just dropped. If you want to join, If not, no big deal. All right, back to the action.
This is a favorite. 1921.
Yep, that's a favorite of mine, for sure.
Ultra tiny minute repeater. It's crazy.
What do you think?
You can see John really loves it.
The biggest minute repeater is
That's a really John Mayer question. That's a really good question.
It's probably in a pocket watch with a whole bunch of different complications.
Yeah, probably some like giant cow.
Why wouldn't they bother to take? Why wouldn't John take his jacket off? Why wouldn't he bother to take his jacket? Don't they have coat check at AP House? Was the coat check person not working today? The fuck? Come on, man. Look at this. He's wearing a fucking winter coat in the middle of the interview. Oh fuck. How am I gonna get through 16 minutes of this, guys? I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Hey, let's see what we've got in the chat. We've got joining. We got Mr. G joining. What's up, Mr. G? We got CN. What's up, CN? We've got Whole Milk, Jefferson Exotic, TN Tickers, Think Real, Humble Pine, and Cloud Ken. Wow, holy shit, over 20 people watching. Let's don't forget to hit that like button. All right, so far this is extremely illuminating.
Caliber 89. So this is a good one. This is 1983 perpetual. You know, the early AP perpetuals, like the 1950 stuff, 5516, one of my favorite watches. I'll never have one.
They made 9 of them.
Oh, look at that. John Mayer dropping some watch knowledge. He's dropping watch knowledge, but he didn't drop off his winter coat at the coat check.
Like the 1950 stuff, 5516, one of my favorite watches. I'll never have one.
They made 9 of them, you know, in the 50s.
How did you know that?
I don't know.
He actually does know. I mean, he is actually an AP ambassador, so he knows shit. He drops knowledge. He drops the watch knowledge. Hello, Double D in the chat. What's up?
Gentlemen,
Thank you.
so we gather some exciting timepieces for you. Luca,
We have some very exciting pieces for you today. Look at the quantity perpetual.
Yeah, of course they're going to show the fucking perpetual calendars. Did we expect anything else? Come on.
gentlemen,
Thank you.
so we gather some exciting timepieces for you. Luca will be joining you shortly, so enjoy, guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that guy is not Luca. That guy is like he's the butler. He's the AP House butler. Like, hey, welcome, guys. I want to show you to your couch. Please stay here. Luca will be joining you shortly.
Gather some exciting timepieces for you. Luca will be joining you shortly, so enjoy, guys.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Enjoy what? Enjoy what? Are there refreshments on the table? Do I see chicken wings or hot pockets? I don't. What's to enjoy? Looking at the timepieces. Come on, man. Hook them up with some food. Hook these guys are hungry. Hey, look, he took his jacket off at least. John Mayer has taken his jacket off. Look, the butler is taking John Mayer's jacket. They couldn't have done that before.
Well, you know which one I'm looking at.
That's your watch.
I own one. Yes, not in this condition.
I would say you have popularized
He owns a sand gold perpetual calendar.
that watch.
Well, I think the watch popularized itself.
Or is that an old one?
I would say you have popularized that watch.
Well, I think the watch popularized itself. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the really monochrome steel.
Ah, okay. So it's an oldie. It's oldie. Yeah, about 40 years old. The Audemars Piguet 25554 in stainless steel perpetual calendar.
Steel case, steel dial. God, every time I see a Royal Oak that I don't own, I'm just like, I could own another Royal Oak.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. Because they're all so different. They're all special and unique. Every time I see a Royal Oak, I think to myself, why don't I have 10 or 15 of these? Because they're all so special in their own unique, one of one kind of a way. Yeah, I agree with Ben.
Dial.
100%.
God, every time I see a Royal Oak that I don't own, I'm just like, I could own another Royal Oak.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, every time I see one, I go, if I bought that, then that would be the daily driver forever. But this seems more like your style. That seems like if you or I could take our pick, I'd pull this one and you'd pull that one.
Well, look,
Yeah,
this-
like Ben, I know you like small, ugly dress watches. So if I know you, I'll let you have this piece of junk over here while I take the good one.
then that would be the daily driver forever. But this seems more like your style. That seems like
Yeah, that's more your speed, like the ugly dress watch. You take that one, okay?
you or I could take our pick. I'd pull this one and you'd pull that one.
Well, look, this, I think that's right.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think, this era.
Oh, look at that. That's fair. Reference 5513, 36.5 millimeters case. Do I know this watch? No, I don't. I really don't. Let's see. To the chat. Every time I see Royal Oak, I think to myself, how did I end up in the AP Service Center? Love it. All right, back to the action.
Era of AP has always been so interesting to me because it was like they were making at most 20 to 30 watches per year when these things came out, right? Per year, like not, it's just amazing how rare these calendar watches are. This is a simple calendar, so this is not a perpetual, but obviously triple calendar with moon phase. I mean, this is 1940s, 1950s. This is serious stuff.
That's before, but way before the Royal Oak was ever a gleam in Garal Ginta's eye.
When really it was only, if I can say, AP and Patek making anything like this,
One thing that has shocked me is that the smaller the watch, the more desirable it is.
It seems that way, at least on TikTok.
Yes.
Do you agree? The smaller it is, the more desirable it is. Huh.
That the smaller the watch, the more desirable it is.
It seems that way.
It seems that way. The smaller the watch, the more desirable it seems. I'll have to think about that one. AP movements, frail like granny's stale sugar cookies. Sweep up the parts from inside the case when getting it serviced during the first 6 months of ownership. Oh man, you guys are brutal. It just so happens, listen, just so happens that my AP, check it out. My AP is on an all expense paid trip to the AP resort in Florida. That's right. It's getting a full spa treatment at the AP resort in Florida. I think it'll be there for a little bit of time. Maybe 6 months. It takes 6 months, guys, to check, repair, and evaluate the movements. So full 6 months of fully paid resort visit, courtesy of Audemars Piguet. Whole Milk says, was John Mayer just saying that no one wants the awful Royal Oak offshore? That's right. The smaller the watch, the more desirable. That's if you can paraphrase. Let's keep going. This is so much fun so far.
That way, at least on TikTok.
Yes. I mean, I've seen people wear the watch. One thing that has shocked me is that the smaller the watch, the more desirable it is.
It seems that way, at least on TikTok.
Yes. I mean, I've seen people
Not on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, so I'm immune from that.
who I consider pretty in the know and pretty hip, and they're wearing a mini oak that's even smaller than the modern mini oak, 23 millimeter mini oak.
Who's wearing that? People who are in the know and pretty hip are wearing smaller than a 23 millimeter mini oak.
A mini oak that's even smaller than the modern mini oak, 23 millimeter mini oak. And it works.
Oh, fuck off. Come on, man. Don't spew bullshit. Maybe if you're at at like a watch meetup and you're showing an ultra rare AP Royal Oak, and if you want to show off something small, but just generally speaking, that's delusional. The business currently doesn't revolve around selling 23 millimeter Royal Oaks. That's not in fashion. The people in the know aren't wearing those. Come on, guys. Let's just get to the good stuff.
Oh, what is it about it? It suggests a certain behavior.
It does.
I want to know what the man who wears
Yeah, what kind of behavior does it invoke? You guys take a look at this watch and you tell me, what is the person who wears this watch engages in a certain behavior? Keep it clean in the chat, guys. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
It works. Oh,
Uh,
what is it about it?
uh,
It suggests a. Oh, what is it about it? It suggests a certain behavior.
It does.
Jeez, look at that on the wrist.
About it. It suggests a certain behavior.
It does.
I want to know what the man who wears
Jeez.
this is thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to know what he's thinking too. I want to know what he's thinking. Actually, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what the guy's thinking.
That's an elevated discourse with that
Oh.
guy, you know?
Oh, so there's something elevated, all right. There's an elevated. Ben Clymer nailed that one exactly. The guy wearing that watch on his wrist has an elevated discourse. Oh man. Oh, you can't make this shit up. I didn't say it. I didn't say it, man. He said it. The guy wearing this watch has an elevated. Okay. Oh god, man, guys, a very erect discourse.
That's an elevated
Elevated discourse. Sorry.
discourse with that
Oh.
guy, you know?
Yeah, this would be your.
That would be the one.
This would be your watch.
Of course it would be Ben's.
Hello, guys. Luca.
Hello, guys. This is Luca. I am the head of the development for Ergonomics. Welcome to our house.
How are you?
Here.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Ben, you know Luca Raji,
It's great to see you.
head of research and development at Audemars Piguet, of course, who's going to be showing us something very special. Well, we know good things are about to happen when we see the black satin over some pieces on a tray.
Love it.
Correct, guys. I brought you some of our latest development in the field of the perpetual calendars.
Okay.
But before I do the review, John, I think you want to show us something.
Yes.
All right, we're going to see something new. Nice. Now we're getting to it. We're getting to some action here. Lucas Raji introducing a new piece, and John Mayer is going to highlight something for us. How are things going in the chat? We've got Humble Pine, who says that he's thinking my pronouns are she, her, and they. Pass the Grey Poupon. That's someone who wears that watch is thinking that, correct? Hey, we got CQ in the chat. What's up, CQ? This is a very illuminating interview with Lucas Raji, head of development for AP, joined by the one and only Jean Mayer, and Hodinkee founder Ben Clymer. Let's keep going with the action. I can't wait to see the special watch on John's wrist.
Correct, guys. I brought you some of our latest development in the field of the perpetual calendars.
Okay.
But before I do the review, John, I think you want to show us something.
Yes. For those who don't know, this is called a stylus. It comes included with every perpetual calendar that you buy, including AP perpetual calendars.
Okay. So now they're obviously going to talk about how the new perpetual calendar doesn't need styluses. How the new perpetual calendar doesn't need a stylus to set the functions.
Up until today.
That is correct. This tool, I don't need it anymore.
This pusher, we throw in the garbage. It is no longer needed.
So let's discover the watches. As you can see, you don't have those correctors on the side of the watch anymore.
Correctors? He calls them correctors. I called them pushers, but maybe they're okay. Correctors. See, you learned something new here, guys. We're dropping watch knowledge here on the original OC channel. Actual watch knowledge. They're called correctors, according to the head of development of AP. Who am I to take issue with that?
As you can see, you don't have those correctors on the side of the watch anymore.
It is a QP Royal Oak with no correctors anywhere on the case. All the corrections set from the crown. It brings to mind how many times I've left the house wanting to have my QP set correctly, not being able to find the stylus, and having
But because of poor time management, I left the house with the watch set to the wrong date and time. And I didn't have my stylus with me.
to have my QP set correctly, not being able to find the stylus and having to leave, and just accepting that every function on the watch except for the time itself was going to be incorrect. And I have to tell you, I have used in my life many things that shouldn't be a stylus as a stylus. I went so far one time as to whittle a Q-tip stick to be able to do it.
Why would you have to whittle a Q-tip? Oh, I guess you don't have a toothpick? You don't have like an executive assistant or some kind of personal assistant that carries toothpicks with you, with them at all times, him or her? Come on.
Seen people do it with the little the dental floss picks, the other side of that.
Can I tell you my favorite?
Tell me
thing?
yours.
Golf tee.
What?
A golf tee
Golf
does
tee is
it?
incredible.
It's sharp enough?
Sure, a good golf tee.
Guys, golf tees. You should always be carrying golf tees to set your perpetual calendar.
So we have 3 watches on the table. We have a steel watch, and then we have
It's a sand gold.
sand gold,
Yeah.
It's on gold. It's on gold.
and then finally we have 1159. Every calendar watch that AP has made up until today has correctors on it, right? Even John, your watch, which is the John Mayer perpetual calendar,
Yes.
has correctors.
Even yours, the John Mayer that came out last year, has the old shitty movement that requires correctors and toothpicks.
What we wanted to do is a watch perpetual calendar that you can wear every day and that you can set easily. So we began to think, could we build like a gearbox in order to allow you to do all those corrections? You can set the date, the month, you can set also the day of the week, and you can set the moon phase.
All from the crown.
All from the crown. And it took us 5 years from scratch to develop this watch.
Okay. Listen, that's 5 years is nothing to sneeze at. That's a long time. So I bet they had quite a big team working on this for a long time, and kudos to them. If it actually works and they pulled it off and it's reliable, guy, kudos to AP. They did it.
Fine.
Shout out to everyone in the chat that owns one code 1159, at least one code 1159 from AP. I know there's some people in the chat that actually own, believe it or not, three code 1159s. Those people will refuse to identify themselves. They don't want to be shamed. Listen, this chat can be vicious. This chat can be, listen, they don't call us the hate stream for nothing. the chat would be, violent if they learned that someone in the audience actually had 3 AP code 1159s. We don't want that. We don't want that person being unfairly targeted.
Finding the stylus is one thing.
Yes.
Finding the correct sequence to do the correction is another one.
Let's play a game. Let's play a game. Ben,
Yeah.
Do you know from memory each function of every corrector going from the
Whatever you're
bottom
about to ask
right?
now.
No. Now on my Patek Philippe, I actually do. My Patek Philippe has 4 correctors, I believe. One for the month, one for the date, one for the moon phase, and one for the day of the week. So I actually have 4 pushers, and it's actually extremely intuitive how to do it. But that's Patek Philippe. These guys, they had to spend 5 years developing a new movement to make their perpetual calendar intuitive.
No way. I mean, I know one, I can tell you that, and that's the moon phase. That's always at the bottom.
Bottom left.
Yeah, bottom left.
Yeah.
That's right.
What'll happen is it's sort of laid out in a way that cascades logically, but if you get to the 3rd corrector and for some reason you didn't remember which one that did, you will go forward a month.
Correct.
And now, because it's a QP,
And now you're fucked, is what he's trying to say. If you do it in the wrong order and you get to the month as your 3rd one and you thought it was some different function and you advance it, you're screwed. Yep. Good point, Johnny.
which one that did, you will go forward a month.
Correct.
And now, because it's a QP,
Get it all the way
you're
around.
not, you got to go all the way around 4 years
Yeah.
to get there. And that is, I think, pretty much every time it will bite you. There will be a way you'll go, I just pushed it into next month.
If you do that, let's say false correction with a
He's blaming the operator? He's blaming the user. He's not taking accountability that's a flawed movement. Flawed movement design. No. It was a false correction. Blaming it on the watch owner. That's part is if you consider that part of Ilaria Resta's customer centricity, everything revolves around the customer. Even when something goes wrong, if something goes wrong, it is the customer's responsibility.
the crown, you will be able to set it again very fast. By the crown, you can do 6 functions. One,
You can do sex. You can do sex functions. Holy shit, this is an awesome watch. Guys, get on the list for this. I had no idea. Man, this is going to sell like hotcakes. Guys, get in line. They've got sex functions from the crown. Who doesn't want that?
by the crown, you can do 6 functions.
Oh, 6.
One is
Sorry, 6 functions. That's what I said. That's what I said originally. 6 functions. Yep, you can do 6 functions. That's what I said.
by the crown, you can do 6 functions. One is winding.
you can do you can do sex functions with the crown.
You move to date correction in one direction and months in the other direction. Then you put it again, you can set the hour. And the magic trick is when you go back to 2nd position, in fact, you activate the 2nd prime position that will allow you to correct the day of the week in one direction and the moon phase in the other direction.
So, time out real quick. Think about this.
Good stuff. Good stuff, actually. If it works. If it works. Check it out one more time.
You'll be able to set it again very fast. By the crown, you can do 6 functions. One is winding. You move to date correction in one direction and months in the other direction. Then you put it again, you can set the hour. And the magic trick is when you go back to 2nd position, in fact, you activate the 2nd prime position that will allow you to correct the day of the week in one direction and the moon phase in the other direction.
So, time out real quick. Think about this. There is a forward motion to going backwards in the sequence of continuing to set the watch. So you actually don't get lost and find out that you've moved to the
Yeah, you do things in series, which is actually kind of great. You do it in series.
wrong month.
This is based on ergonomics. And we have started actually with a universal, RD4,
Right.
where we have thought about how could you use a complicated watch without a user mode.
Right.
And this is a different interpretation on how to correct the perpetual calendar in an easy way.
It's funny, when the 16202 came out, I remember thinking that it was such an innovation to not have to do the old school way of setting a 15202, my favorite watch for sure. And so that's almost a precursor to this in many ways.
Yeah, that's correct, because it shares the same movement. And when we developed the 7121, which is the base for the 16202, we thought immediately, how are we going to plug a new QP on this base? And this is how we started the project 5 years ago.
Okie doke.
Now, when you redesign a caliber like that, do you begin with the 5134 and modify it, or do you start with a clean slate?
So we start from scratch, but we start with a dial. We place the informations, the hands, and then we draw the mechanics around. And on this new QP, we have changed the way we display the informations. Usually, you will put it, let's say, the US way of doing it. You have Monday, February 3rd.
Okay. Monday, February 3rd. Yep. Got it. And they've changed the orientation of the date of the month and the month of the year, and they've swapped them. Yep.
And we have changed it to make it like the European way. We say Monday, 3rd of February. But while doing this, we had the month indication, which was coaxial to the leap year indicator, meaning 2 hands, and only 1 hand for the day of the week. So you had a symmetry problem. This is why we decided to include a day and night indicator to rebalance the information.
Nice. I like symmetry. Good stuff. Nothing wrong with symmetry. I like the way they do it. Let's see. Anything else? Guys, by the way, this 37 people watching. Let's get to 25 likes, guys. Let's get to 25 likes. Let's keep going.
You almost feel it more than you visually interpret it. It is so clean, it is so balanced. I think that, to me, is what really sets it apart. Obviously, also not having correctors on the case. But when you see all that information lined up perfectly, the story that it's telling is very, very clean. It's one of those things, as much as we all stare at our watches, wouldn't have seen it. Also, the 24-hour help.
Now, one of the things that you also don't really see, unless it's pointed out to you, is that the date of the month goes 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12. What the fuck? Yeah, they had to put in that. That's the only thing that's a little quirky. They had to, because they're starting with odd numbers at the top, the odd week of the year, the odd day of the month, the first day of the month at the top. And starting with odd numbers, they needed to kind of at some point transition to even numbers. So it's 1, 3, 5, 7, 8.
What really sets it apart. Obviously, also not having correctors on the case. But when you see all that information lined up perfectly, the story that it's telling is very, very clean. It's one of those things, as much as we all stare at our watches, wouldn't have seen it. Also, the 24-hour helps you when you're setting the watch to understand if you go past 12, are you going into the afternoon or are you going into a brand new day? And
that's also super helpful on the Patek Philippe annual calendar. There's a 24-hour indicator as well. So you can see like, hey, am I looking at, 10 in the morning or 10 at night? Very, very helpful to know if you're in the danger zone.
That's been maybe the #1 problem when you're setting a QP, is that you go, am I going to get lucky?
Yeah.
And that's that game of chance has been wiped out. Now there's also a bit of a red place on that subdial between 10 and 2. Now that doesn't mean you can't set it then, but there's this long held rule. You do not want to set your perpetual calendar. You want to change the hands or change any of the functions, I should say, between 10 and 2 in the morning.
That's correct. What we have noticed on previous perpetual calendars is that you have a risk to damage the watch,
Right.
damage the mechanism. We wanted to absolutely avoid that. So there is a red zone in which you can't do the correction because a lever is disengaged from the mechanism. But you
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is the first time I'm hearing this. I thought this movement was idiot proof, that you could do it even in the red zone and it wouldn't break. But now they're saying that the movement actually disengages when it's in that time period. This is breaking news. This is the first I've heard of this, that they actually prevent you from doing anything by disengaging something.
can't do the correction because a lever is disengaged from the mechanism. But you will never break the mechanism.
So the movement is the exact same diameter as before?
Yeah.
And the depth, the thickness of it is the same, or is it a little bit thicker?
It's a little bit thinner.
Thinner.
Yeah. To add this kind of control layer, it requires some space. You would ask the engineers, you would get the response, like, I need 2 millimeters more.
Mhm.
And you finally end up with a watch which is thicker. Okay. So thanks to our D2 technology, we were able to add the QP layer plus the correction layer in the same thickness than the previous watch. And by
Nice.
the way, what I find cool about that moon phase correction by the crown, it's the sound that you can hear. That click, 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 click.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
I'm setting the moon phase now. It really does
Yeah.
feel amazing.
We have worked on the sound it produces.
You worked on the
Yeah.
sound.
We do some variations to find which is the best for our senses. It's not always the comfort on the wrist, but it's every sensation that you will perceive.
Nice.
If you look on the watch,
Pretty cool. This is actually turning out to be slightly more informative than I thought. I thought we had all the information about these perpetual calendars. Huge shout out to our friends at Hodinkee. I'll drop the link to Hodinkee's YouTube channel. You can watch the video there. If you want to, you can watch it again. Thanks to Hodinkee for letting us play this. It's being played consistent with US copyright laws under fair use. You will never break it. AP designed it to break all on its own. Yep. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe these will be super, super reliable. You never know.
as collectors, I'm sure you will notice we have designed a perfectly balanced sub-counter. It means that the spaces is constant between the numbers whenever they have 1 digit or 2 digits.
So they're changing which number they use. You'll see it goes 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10. And then at that axis, the numbers flip so that the distance is exactly the same between each number.
That's kind of a wild idea. I mean, just from a design perspective, too.
But you can feel it. You can feel it when you look at it.
You can feel it, guys.
The collector in me sees this watch as a brand new canvas with which to expand on over the years. And there's something really exciting about that.
You're right. I mean, it leads.
Yeah. The proper grammar would be then canvas on which to expand, not with which to expand on. Sorry, can't help it. Got to correct the
A
grammar.
brand new canvas with which to expand on over the years. And there's something really exciting about that.
You're right. I mean, it leads to the potential for a whole new canvas and a whole new possibility.
Yeah.
What you can do with a perpetual now that you don't need the stylus anymore. And on top of that, now everyone's watch is going to be set right.
Yes, it would be their fault now.
Yeah.
And another thing to point out too is, as someone who not only owns but has collaborated on a QP in the past, I don't think that it renders it obsolete. I think it actually kind of extends the story of the QP in a way that includes the previous references.
Yeah, it doesn't make the old ones junk. It doesn't make the old ones outdated or antiquated. It just makes them part of the history. It's part of the journey. Like how did we get to this point where the perpetual calendar function is actually intuitive and easier to use, and easier to set, and easier to understand? Well, we got there by having previous versions that were terrible and limited water resistance and required multiple pushers and made it impossible to keep the watch accurate. But it was important for us to go through that to get to where we are today. So it's part of history. That's what it is. Those old models aren't bad. They're just older.
Kind of extends the story of the QP in a way that includes the previous references in a way that becomes a little more historic, a little more
And of
classic.
course, they have to say that because the 150th anniversary model is the old movement. The watch that AP introduced this year as the 150th anniversary celebratory model, celebratory perpetual calendar, uses the old movement. So, of course, you can't trash it.
Classic and something to be appreciated.
You've got to
But one doesn't
appreciate it.
cancel out the other. It's like a chapter in a story.
No, why would you cancel it out? Guys, just because it's slightly forward progress, it doesn't mean you can't look back. As a matter of fact, turn around and walk back and use the old perpetual. Because after all, the John Mayer perpetual calendar uses the old outdated movement, and so does the current 150th anniversary model.
Something to be appreciated.
Appreciate
But
it,
one
guys.
doesn't cancel out the other. It's like a
No.
chapter in a story.
Yeah, it's
You
reading
wouldn't
a
rip
book.
out the chapter of a book you just read. It's all part of
Exactly.
the story.
Of course.
Because to a lot of people, it might be the same, but when
It's a
when you're
story,
looking
guys.
down at
It's a story. It's a beautiful story where you turn page by page, and we're turning pages here, turning pages in the AP library. You know, just because it was a previous page doesn't mean it's bad.
it and you're setting it, your interaction with the watch, it's very special in a way that I don't think you and I normally look at as something to get excited by, but you really have to see it and hold it and interact with it to realize this is not just an incremental little step in something. It really is a new watch.
Brand
My
new.
favorite things about this conversation is the fact that you engineered or you thought about what it would sound like and feel like to set the moon phase. I mean, that's the type of thing, again, that is just so special. The fact that you guys are taking that much care to do this
Aw.
just says kind of so much about what you guys stand
Oh,
for.
so
even today.
caring.
Right, because you don't have to. I
Absolutely.
think that's the thing to point out.
We don't have to. You didn't have to care about making it a good experience to set the watch. You didn't have to make it enjoyable or easy to do, but you did. And that should be commended, guys. Huge kudos to AP. They didn't really have to make it ergonomic or intuitive or enjoyable to make the perpetual calendar function, but they thought about it anyway. Huge kudos, guys.
So much about what you guys stand for, even today.
Right, because you don't have to. I think
Absolutely. And that's the type of thing, again, that is just so special. The fact that you guys are taking that much care to do this just says kind of so much about what you guys stand for, even today.
right, because you don't have to. I
Absolutely.
think that's the thing to point out. Nobody asked you to. Nobody expected you to. As in demand.
Nobody asked for this. Nobody asked for this, yet you did it anyway. That shows that you care. It's so special, so special.
To point out, nobody asked you to. Nobody expected you to. As in demand as these watches are, you're not satisfied. You're looking at ways to innovate, and I find that very inspiring.
I'm inspired.
I'm very impatient. As an engineer, I'm never satisfied, you know. I think I gave the instruction to set it in less than 3 minutes. It was the maximum that I could bear. This is a new interpretation, doing everything by the crown, and it really opens a new chapters, a new canvas for creativity.
Yeah. Didn't Waco say in the interview that he just did with Ilaria Resta that he was talking about the actual target market for customers of the RD4, and said that those customers basically had to have at least $130 million of net worth, and that people with that kind of net worth don't read instructions or don't take instructions. that they do it by trial and error. It's a different watch than this, far more complicated. But I think the same thing applies. Nobody wants to read a manual or have to watch a 15-minute video in order to figure out and remember how to set their watch.
And it really opens a new chapters, a new canvas for creativity.
Yeah.
We try to put ourselves in the shoes of the clients. And this is why we think we should do something, you know?
Nice.
And we should create a watch for the clients. And
Customer centricity, guys. He is following Ilaria's strategic pillar. Focus on the clients. It's all about putting the clients at the center of everything.
not for the watchmakers and engineers.
And that look on Ben Clymer's face says it all. Yup. That's a wrap. Guys, you can screenshot this, post it to Instagram along with a link to today's live stream.
Clients and not for the watchmakers and engineers.
Beautiful.
Are we done? Is that it? Can we get out of here?
Concise.
Great. I loved that. I thought that was you're taking home.
Oh, wait a minute. Look at those shoes. Look at the scene. Holy fuck. Look at Ben wearing corduroy, like beige corduroy pants that are folded up with fucking white socks exposing his leg. Oh, jeez. These, I mean, I use the word loosely, celebrities. There's only one celebrity there, but again, I'm not a fashion person, so like, who am I to critique anything? But if I could rank how these people, I mean, obviously the guy on the left, Luca, or whatever the fuck his name is, Luke, he's dressed like kind of the best, right? He's like wearing a black, I don't know if it's a turtleneck or not, like black kind of sweater. It's kind of form fitting. It's fitted. He's wearing tight, dark, super dark jeans. Yeah, he looks classy. He looks like he's put together. I don't know what kind of shoes he's wearing, but I'm going to sense that they're decent shoes. And then then down 2 big levels from that is Ben Clymer, who's wearing 2 sweaters, a fucking collared shirt, a sweater, another layer on top of it, fucking corduroys with fucking leg, fucking folded up with the leg, and then, white socks. And then you got John Mayer, who's another fucking 1 level down from that, wearing these ridiculous shoes that look like he stepped into a fucking potato sack and then used a string to fucking tie it around his leg. Doesn't even look like like shoestrings. It looks like the fucking he got a rope and just fucking wrapped the rope around his ankle and leg to tighten the whole thing up. And the jeans don't look good. They don't fit him well. That's certainly not a flattering shot. And then, of course, in the early part of the video, he's wearing a fucking winter coat. At the beginning, no one bothered to take the coat before they started filming, which looked ridiculous. And if it sounds like I'm just making up meaningless commentary to fill the time, that's what we do. That's what we do for fun here. Over 40 people watching, guys. I want to see at least 30 likes. So I'm going to go right now. I'm going to check we don't have 30 likes, guys. We have 25. Please upvote the live stream if you're watching right now. Let's get to 30 likes. I think this is pretty much done here.
Nice.
Great.
Beautiful. Concise.
Beautiful.
Great.
We're done.
I
All
love
right.
that.
I love it. I love it.
You're taking home a treasure trove of stuff to cut. I think
Treasure trove. Guys, look how much content we created. My God, we created so much incredible content. The editors have a treasure trove to go through to make a good 16-minute video. You know, they've got so much incredible content. They could create a whole series.
Ben and I were sitting here like, oh, there's no more meat on the bone.
Yeah,
with that
we
watch.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Any other watch
We covered it. We covered everything.
you want to put out in front of us
Yeah.
while we're on a roll?
We'll keep talking. Yeah.
That's it. God. Okay. Well, it was kind of informative. It was kind of interesting. There you go. Brand new exclusive interview with John Mayer and Luca Raji, head of development for AP. Thanks to our friend Ben Clymer, founder of Hodinkee. And you can learn more about all the great content that Hodinkee has on their YouTube channel, which is being dropped in the chat. Gotta give those guys a shout out because, hey, they're nice enough to let us use their content. Let's see. We got Boston Collector in the chat. Boston says AP is clearly in good hands because they care more about the end product than feeding their greedy family legacy. That's true. That's true. They really care about the customers and making it incredible. Logan Hall's calling me out, which is an absolutely fair thing to do. OC, you just don't understand fashion. Potato sack shoes are all the rage these days. That's right. That's right. By the way, those potato sack shoes are made in Idaho. So they support the Idaho potato economy. Skechers is about to release a version of them. Didn't you read that in your shareholders press kit? You know what? Good point. Good point. I have to go. I actually do have a bunch of emails from Skechers in my inbox. I did pick up, by the way, I did pick up 2 new pairs of Skechers the other day, earlier this week, as I prepare for my trip to Geneva for Watches and Wonders. If you're watching this show and will be in Geneva for Watches and Wonders, type in something in the chat. But I'm looking forward to meeting a bunch of great people there. But yeah, as part of that, I picked up 2 pairs of Skechers, which I will be unveiling on maybe a live stream from Geneva. Should I find the potato sack shoe shot? Let's see if I can find that. Here it is. Check it out. Potato sack shoes are all the rage. Boom. There you go. You can see them in all their glory. Huge, by the way, if you just joined us, I also want to say huge congratulations to Nico Leonard, who has just released his new collaboration with Maine Watches. I am going to be meeting up with Nico in Geneva. Nico and I have shared some messages back and forth. We shared some messages back and forth earlier this week, and we were chatting earlier this morning as well. I do have a full press kit from Nico and Maine about this product, but I'm going to let them present this on their timetable. The information's embargoed until later today, but congratulations to Nico Leonard on the launch of his new Nico Leonard Maine Jumping Hour. It's available in 3 configurations. You've got this green, and then you've got black, and you also have red. So these are the 3 new timepieces from Maine. They will be available on mainwatches.com. What's up, Boston Collector?
How's it going?
Going good. Did you have a chance to listen to the John Mayer interview / John Mayer, Ben Clymer, Luca perpetual calendar overview?
Yeah, I felt like it was another kind of informative interview from AP the last few days. I really like this Luca guy, and I think he's an important piece of the puzzle for AP to showcase kind of their head engineer and kind of drawn some of the this is what AP is about to replace Francois. I think,
Guys,
you know,
guys,
is the guy that,
screen capture this, guys, in the audience. Just this is a good screenshot right here. Thank you.
oh, yeah. I think it was good. I think it was a smart move by somebody mentioned to me it's a smart move by Ilaria to have Luca do this interview
Yes.
because it kind of showcases the watchmaking behind everything.
Yep, and the engineering and the thought process behind the engineering as well. So he definitely comes across as very credible. And remember, back in the old days, you used to have Francois and Michael Friedman doing everything. Remember that? Do you remember?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
it used to be Francois and Michael Friedman. Michael Friedman was this fast talking. He used to be head of like, I think they called him head of the museum or head of his history or something like that. But he was kind of a fast talking, slick marketing type. And whenever those two were together, it seemed a little too I don't even want to say the word, but
Manufactured.
yeah, I mean that's a polite way of saying it, but a little too slimy. What they were, it's almost like they were. Never mind. But this guy adds some engineering credibility, and he's actually a really good. He and Ilaria make a good team. Split up, actually. She handles the business and executive side, and he handles the kind of presentation of the design and the main and the movement and the functionality. So good stuff. Good stuff. What's up?
Yeah, and I think you connect more. I personally connect more with Luca just because, you know, it's a guy that's been with the brand, and they've, you know, they said they've been developing this for 5 years, and he's been, you know, a part of that process. And so you feel like, all right, this guy's actually AP. Where I think Ilaria people are still like, well, you're new. You're not really like you're. It all seems scripted because it kind of is. She's new to it. She's learning about the brand still. And I think over time, that'll fade a little bit because it's like, oh yeah, she's been with them for a while now. But anytime somebody's new, you're gonna feel that like, is she really AP?
No. To some people, she's in a lose-lose situation because she's so new that they say, oh, anything good, they say, oh, well, that was done by Francois. You know, and anything bad they attribute to her. Oh, like the marketing's terrible, she's ruining the company. But you know, so she's kind of like in a catch-22 with her critics.
Right. And I think for watch collectors, they're looking at her like, oh, you came over from cosmetics and you know, what do you know about watchmaking? And it's like, yeah, everything you say goes against, you know, is with that kind of thought in their minds, saying you're not really AP. You're the spokesperson for AP that are getting fed what they want you to say, but you're not really like a part of that brand. It's all carryover from Francois. So but I think that's why it's important to bring this guy in, because it's like, hey, wait, like their designer is still there, and he's been, you know, they're doing these cool innovations, and this is not Francois. This is, you know,
and the things that he says echo her strategic talking points. So he
Mm-hmm.
talks about ergonomics, he talks about usability, he talks about customer centricity, talks about making
Mhm.
things pleasurable and easy for the users. So it's all the things that he talks about support and reinforce the strategic communications that she's putting out to the analysts and her peers and people at the high level with whom she's doing the interviews. So good stuff. Market Crasher is here. What's up?
Oh, nothing. You know, another day in the grind.
Another day. Yep.
Yeah. Austin has been hired by AP to do good PR.
Yeah, but I
That's
agree
the
with
rumor.
Austin. The last 2 or 3 days, they've been on an absolute roll. They've timed the publication of these interviews perfectly.
Have they?
They know, well, they know they can't steal. Listen, at 2:30 this morning, or 3 o'clock, 3 a.m., or whenever it is, all eyes shift to the Crown when the teaser is
Yeah,
dropped.
so that's bad timing.
No, it's good timing.
No, because tomorrow everyone will have forgotten this existed.
Yeah, but if this comes out next week, everybody's
It
still
should
going
have
to
come out
be.
a month ago.
Hey,
It should have come out a month ago when the watches came out.
this is good. This is well timed.
Terrible timing. You know what? As a matter of fact, based on the way that this video is and what we've seen John Mayer do in the past, I'm pretty sure he basically came in last year and said, for the 150th, I got it. Like, let me do what I want to do. And Ilaria was like, all right, because I really don't know what I'm doing. And he's like, don't worry, I'll call my friend Ben. We'll get Luca. We'll make a cool video. Every time we do a video, it's really cool. It'll be better than anything you can do because sitting down with a bunch of watches on the tray and having you talk about it is horrendous. So, like, I got it. And then she's like, oh, cool. You're going to do it the week we drop the watches? He's like, no, I'm going to do it 3 3/4 weeks later. It'll be perfect. I got it. Don't worry. And she said, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to say that this video was probably shot 3.5 weeks ago, at least. I think this was shot before the watches were announced, and they kept it under wraps until now.
I think that this was shot recently.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think. Well, the exhibition pieces are at AP House, but I think this is just highlighting again that AP is innovating and they're trying to make watches more wearable and more user friendly. I mean, I don't think they get enough credit for what this movement is and the thinness that they're able to make it as well is incredibly wearable. Which I think they've been really focused on trying to slim things down. So I it'll be interesting, moving forward to see what else they come out with this year because they have a lot planned. But I think it's smart to do it now and kind of grab the attention while everybody's like on pins and needles waiting. They're their ears are up to hear this, so they'll get a lot of traction with it.
You know
But
what would have worked better, though? You
they
know what would
probably
have
sold
worked
out all
better?
of them already. So
You know what would have worked really well? If they did it the same time they released the watches like every other normal brand.
I don't think so. I think they've already sold out all their watches.
Of course they did, because they only made watches this last time for the top 1% of their fucking clientele.
Well, that
I
is their
bet you they didn't
clientele.
sell out of it. I bet you they didn't sell one of those gray codes yet.
One of the new ones.
Yeah. That boring ass gray code they did, I bet you they didn't sell one yet.
Well, they gotta sell the blue ones first.
I don't think they sold one of those
The
either. Maybe
reverse.
Serena.
The reverse.
Serena got one. She's gonna
No,
crip
it's
walk
too
at
small.
the
It's too
World
small for
Series.
her. Too small for her.
She wears Magnum condoms. Oh wait, this is OC's channel. Sorry. I gotta
It's
tone it
okay.
down. It's not the
It's
colony.
okay. Nah, it's okay. You
Yikes.
can do whatever you want here. By the way, we have 48 people watching now. We've just taken over the time slot as the #1 live stream on YouTube.
Oh wow.
Excellent work.
Nice. We're the top viewed live stream on YouTube currently about watches based in New York.
Yep.
No, listen, AP and Buckley, I'm going to put Buckley on the spot because a lot of
Go
the
ahead.
elements of Ilaria's strategy are actually paying off. They're paying dividends when you think about her move to focus on the customer, focusing on material innovation, focusing on innovation in movements, intuitiveness, ergonomics, and focusing on bringing women into the brand. And Buckley has
Yes, it's so
firsthand
exciting.
experience on the ground
Yes.
with anecdotal data to support that what she's doing is actually working and paying off in the
Yes.
field.
It was great. OC, you know, nothing really gets me excited like sitting at the bar at AP and having sparkling water, waiting for 24-year-old girls to get done with their exhibition only viewing of 34 millimeter Royal Oaks. It really excited me, and it didn't test my patience at all.
No, listen, I think of all people, you more than anyone are excited and exhilarated to see
Yeah.
AP transform into a leading women's brand.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we should have more women come in our hobby and come to our dinners because the last thing that could ever ruin a guy's night out is a woman at the table. So I think we should invite them all in. I think it's great. I can't wait.
Listen, when AP when you finish a football game and ESPN goes back into the locker room for the locker room interviews, you want women there to
Yeah.
do that
Yeah.
live interview. That's
They usually
that's-
do, actually.
and they actually do.
Oddly
Exactly.
enough.
Yeah. See, you know what's interesting? The Dallas Cowboys policy of, a bunch of testosterone psychotic gladiators not being allowed to go near the cheerleaders is bad business. All the cheerleaders should be involved and everyone should just fuck one another.
Yeah.
That's the key to success. Everyone at the office should just start banging one another. And I personally, not only can I not wait for 24-year-old Jewish women from the Upper East Side to come to dinner, but I can't wait to host them at the Macanudo cigar bar and talk about
Complications in AP
Yeah,
Royal Oak
I can't wait to be
41s on the wrist.
what really gets me going, Boston, is being married but also friend zoned. And coffee dates. That's what really gets me going. Can't
It's a
wait.
good idea. Well, I mean, to your point, which would you rather? Attractive women coming to meetups or unattractive men who are scared of women coming to meetups? I think it's your choice.
I think that
Um,
we can. I think we can find enough cool people to come to meetups.
I think we're good. And depends on which club you're in, right?
Mhm.
There's certain
I can't
clubs that attract a certain clientele.
listen
And
at the next dinner. I can't wait. Boston, me and OC are going to do a dinner, and then we're going to go to the Macanudo bar, and we're going to bring Jesse and Ling Ling with their Royal
Yeah.
Oaks, and we're going to have so much in fucking common. And
Yeah.
it's going to be, we're going to go to the ADs together.
Yep.
And we're both going to compete for 41 millimeter Royal Oaks. I can't wait.
If you're going down to Miami for F1, you definitely want to go to the Brigade Lounge and hang out with those guys. There won't be any women to bother you. You can talk about,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they talk about, but
Yeah.
classical timepieces maybe, and possibly grandfather clocks,
Yeah.
and have a good time.
Yep. It's awesome.
Or
It's
you
so,
can join
so
me
exciting.
and Jeff, or you can join me and Jeff over in the AP lounge where there's 4 guys. I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you. Depends on what you like. It's just personal preference, really.
So let me tell you, Boston.
Yes.
I have a child on the way, and the next
Yes.
couple of years, once a week I'm gonna need an escape. And if I start going for guys' night out and OC starts inviting AP women collectors, we're
Mhm.
gonna have a problem here. We're gonna have an
Mhm.
issue here. But hey,
Understood.
Most
yeah,
Well, first of all, there are no nights out. That's done. Um,
it's done, right? Done.
Secondly, there's no escaping. There's no escaping.
There's no
Um,
escaping.
no. um,
I can't wait.
and
I think
yeah.
Ilaria's doing a really good job.
You
I
see,
think
Alaria is going to be your favorite in 3 years. You just need to get
I just don't
adjusted.
know it. I just don't know it.
Yeah.
I think John Mayer is the coolest guy, not just in watches, but to ever walk the face of the earth.
Did you enjoy the 15-minute solo clip that I sent you the other day? By the way, how many
No,
minutes in
no,
did you
true,
get?
true, true. I didn't get a minute in. I got 27 seconds when he started like
Okay,
making orgasmic
moving his
faces while
face.
playing the guitar.
Yes, yeah, the faces.
So,
Yeah, the faces. Gotcha.
so I'll tell you this much. Based on this video, I'm not anti Ben Clymer.
No,
I like
you're
more of
pro
what he
Ben.
does.
Yep,
I like more of what he does than I don't. But
yep.
I'm pretty sure if John Mayer whipped his dick out and said "suck it," Ben would say okay.
ooh.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, at least that's the way it feels. It feels like not only is John Mayer running AP, but he's also running Hodinky, and he's just doing
Yeah,
whatever he wants. He's doing whatever he wants. Everyone's catering to him, and that's fine.
it's his
I don't really know
playground.
how that ends. It's his
That's
playground,
what.
but
When you get
if
status of the world's greatest collector, then you've earned that right. I
yeah,
mean, look at these other, weirdo guys that the brands are catering to and making piece uniques for.
yeah,
Yeah, like
Is
let me
John Mayer really that bad? He's not
yeah, let me
crying, over
no,
his
no,
John
he's John
Mayer.
Mayer. John Mayer is doing everything that John Mayer should do. He's the one
Yeah.
winning. But I'm
Yes,
telling you,
he's
if he
winning.
stood up in the middle of this video and said, "Good video, guys," Ben, you know what this means. You know, he would unzip and he'd get going.
you bring up collaborations, and so let me share this one. This is courtesy of Watch Pro. This is the new. Do you know who this guy is?
No.
Neither do I. But this is his new
I know
collaboration.
him. He's the one that sings that song. What is it? 1 Pound Fish? Is that the guy?
I don't know, but his name is Salman Khan, and he's a Bollywood superstar, according to this
Yeah,
article.
I think that's the guy, the 1 Pound Fish guy.
He's
No, it's not.
collaborated.
It's not.
He's,
Not?
No.
he's, he's collaborated with Jacob and Co. on this new piece.
Oh,
So,
this
like,
is so fucking exciting too.
Stunning.
You're just full of really awesome stuff today.
Wait, did
no,
they
but
just paint the Indian colors on it? Is that what
no,
they
but
did?
my point is to actually reinforce what Boston said. When you look at all the great stuff that AP is doing, it when you look at garbage like this, it reminds you of how important and how consequential the stuff that AP is doing is to
Yeah.
the watch industry. Look at this. I mean, this is silly.
At least the John Mayer Royal Oak didn't have John Mayer's face and a side profile on it like Alfred Hitchcock. I mean,
This is a guy. I
like
mean,
that
this
ugly Patek.
Salmon Can guy is completely unknown.
Yeah.
Very unknown guy. He's not completely nobody in the United States knows who he is.
Hollywood's like the fake Hollywood, right?
Bollywood isn't even like a real industry. I think
Okay.
they copy everything from Hollywood.
Okay. And then stubbed over.
Did he have two
then
hoop earrings? Did he have two hoop earrings?
Let's see.
Ooh,
what he
double
had here.
hoop is bold. By the way, did you see the Indian rapper? He came out with another video. You know that Indian rapper, like Hot Stepper or whatever?
All right. I don't
You know
trust
that one?
anyone. I don't trust anyone that has a double hoop earring. This is too
Buckley,
far for me.
you know the Indian rapper that had that song where they're like, Very popular song.
No,
And
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's no such thing
I'm
as a
talking about.
famous Indian rapper.
No, no,
That
no. He
doesn't
is
exist.
mainstream. Somebody in the chat, back me up here. In the video, they're driving motorcycles around the like a cage, and he's in the middle, and
No,
he's
not a
he's
clue.
like he's like a top 10 rap song right now, or was in the U.S. But he's Indian.
I have to say that Boston, I'm offended that you would want to see Indians in cages.
No, from India, not a Native American. I'm
Okay.
saying
Those Indians. Okay, yeah.
yes,
That's fine.
yes.
I
All
don't
good.
like this hoop earring guy. I don't want to talk about him anymore.
Oh, it's a double hoop
Uh,
situation.
He's double.
What
He's
is that
double hooping.
face? That's kind of
That's
your. Did he steal that from you? You don't do that on your face, right? Pussy? You just do the pointed gun.
no, not on the face. I don't do that on the face.
Referencing the cartel, of course, right? The pointed gun.
Let me just see. There we
That's
go.
your that's your signal for the cartel.
Here we go,
Yep.
guys.
There you go, Buckley.
There we go, guys. Check this out. Welcome to the OC channel.
Those have to be like 16 millimeter diameter hoops.
Sub CQ.
Impressive.
I really
work.
don't. I really don't like that.
Stare closely into my eyes.
I don't know.
The only thing
my eyes.
worse than this
Size
is
a little
a bull
bloodshot.
ring. The only thing worse
Yeah.
than this is the bull ring. I'm just gonna
CQ
put this
check.
out there. There's 52 people in the chat. If any of you guys have a bull ring, I don't want to meet you. So, at
Shout
whatever
out
event.
to Christopher Negroni.
Oh, that's right. That fucking jabroni hat. Yeah, I don't want to talk to him anymore. I don't want to meet you. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for these people anymore. If you have a bull ring,
This is good.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I can't deal with that. I don't know. Whatever happened there in childhood, you're a little fucked up. That's not my problem. Go get it worked out.
Oh my gosh.
CQ, check your microphone. Nope. Can't hear you. Can't hear you, brother.
All right. Nice try.
Check your mic settings.
Good try.
Actually, yeah, this is good. See, we have CQ on the show, but then we don't allow him to talk. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. It's like a collab, but you don't have to actually collab.
Right. It's a collab, but yes, he basically is tacitly endorsing everything that we say.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Happy Thursday, CQ.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Always good to see a good daytime stream.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Oh yeah, we also have Baba joining us. What's up, Baba?
Oh man, it's too late. The serious guy's on. I can't.
Yeah, you got to be good.
I'm
You got to be
slime
good. It's a serious watch panel. So,
All right. Well, can you pull up the Hodinky article? There is a picture that embodies everything that Buckley was talking about. It's pretty interesting.
The Hodinky article?
Yeah, there's an article related to this video.
Oh, okay. Sure. Let me find that.
What exactly was this video? I'm sorry, I was kind of in and out, so I didn't get to see the whole stream. What are they just talking about the pieces that were already released?
Primarily the perpetual calendar, focusing on the movement. So there's an art. You said there's a picture here that sums it up.
Yeah, go down. Yeah, go down. You'll see them all on a couch. You'll see Clymer on a couch next to Mayor.
Let's go through all of these. This is interesting. So here's the AP house in Soho. Here's John Mayer hobnobbing with Luca and a bunch of all female audience.
Fans. Female
fans.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. And here's Ben Clymer. And there's the famous AP tray. Here's noticing that John is wearing his winter coat here. This is before the butler came over and took his coat to coat check. This is him meeting Luca for hopefully not just the first time. Hopefully he knows the guy very well.
No. Yep.
Smiles on everybody's. This is us. We're shooting outside. okay, this is like a random guy on the street going, "Hey, are you John Mayer?" And John's like, "Yeah, I am." It's like, "Cool, nice to meet you. Bro, get out of the shot. We're taking pictures here." Jorn Identity, what's up?
What's up, guys?
Hey,
We're going through
how's
this.
it going?
This is them at AP House. Ben Clymer looking at the sand gold perpetual calendar. Both of them in the museum area of the boutique. Oh, is this them? Is this the shot?
Nope. Couple more.
Keep going. Okay,
Yeah.
they're looking down at the tray.
Getting warmer.
This is Ben showing off his famous white tube socks and sneakers.
Are they
and
talking about
corduroys.
watches or?
They have one of his guitars there full time. I've been there twice, and both times, like the first
Yep.
thing you see after you go past the mini museum is the guitars.
Yeah,
Nice black
John
and white shot.
Mayer
Look at
edition.
3-camera
It's
shoot
signed
here,
by
lots of
John
cameras.
Mayer. Those,
They
I think
pulled-
those were gifted during the openings of the AP houses. John Mayer gifted the guitar.
What's up, Boston? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Another day in paradise.
Calm
up,
before the
CPU?
storm.
This is them just kicking back. Someone brought Ben Clymer a Coke, which is nice.
Hey,
Look at-
you know what? Ben Clymer had a Coke, and you know who else had a Coke in the last picture? Mr. Henri Stern.
Mm.
Fun fact. They shared their love of Coke with OC, but it was
There
not
it
a
is.
Mexican
There's
Coke.
the photo right there.
Oh, there it is. Oh, Ben, you're so funny. That's so funny,
That's
Ben.
right.
What shoes are he? What's the shoes?
Those are potato sacks from Idaho, and it's wrapped. He wrapped a rope around them around his ankles to keep them in place. Yep, it's a new thing.
I believe they might be Inuit shoes
No,
from.
no.
It's possible,
You're right, actually, because look at the top. So I take back my notes.
right?
Let me see here if I can.
You know what I mean? Like you see them in maybe an Eskimo, type shoe
Here's a great
for the
shot
winter.
of the.
With
I'm
those
too broke.
feet.
I'm too broke to understand it. I'm sorry. One day,
Yeah.
like I'll achieve enough wealth to be like, I understand exactly what's going on here. But I would say the fact that it appears Ben Clymer is out foot swagging John Mayer, like this is a rough day. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know.
This is a rough day for both of them. I mean, the tube. Why would you roll up your corduroys to expose your bare leg and then show these tubes? I mean,
It's next
again, I'm not a
level.
fashion expert, so I'll let you guys comment.
Wait,
that's
It's
he's
next
wearing.
level. It's next
Are
level.
those the Air Max 1 Brown Mamba edition that I see there?
I don't know what they are.
Looks like Air Max 1 Brown Mamba edition. Shout out to Diego.
It's something. It's something.
So yeah, we'll go. So I'll go back to the article. It's so what? So the interview was basically about. It was a short 60-minute video talking about the perpetual calendars, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and the history of the brand's perpetual calendars and the innovation in the movement. Very cool. I felt
I
a
think-
little bit like John Mayer was a little I don't know, defensive, and it felt like he was kind of left in the dark about this new movement coming out because he just released the John Mayer edition last year, and it felt like he was kind of like defending
Blind-
the
yeah.
old movement. He was like, you don't just rip out the chapter before in the book. It's all part of the journey of this, movement or whatever. But it's like, why didn't they release the John Mayer and the new movement? Interesting. Feels
He
like
pulled
it
it up.
feels like he.
You read it.
I would think that he would. Yeah, I would think that he
Imagine,
would.
imagine
Have
the
known.
the guy. Imagine the guy controlling one of the Holy Trinity, top 5 in the world, is wearing shoes like this.
Yeah, those shoes.
Those are great shoes. They look
We're just
very
Imagine,
not
I mean,
there.
warm.
imagine. I mean, let's honestly talk about this, okay?
Mm,
What the
Those,
fuck is actually happening?
This is
dude,
where we
those shoes
are.
are sick. Those
Boston,
shoes are.
I don't care
Those
what you
Well,
shoes.
just
say.
think
Boston,
about
I
this.
don't care what you
Yeah.
say. I want a clean shaven Swiss man with a fucking navy suit and a tie on going forward. This is not
That's because
good.
you're a traditionalist.
I'm a traditionalist. I like to
Mm.
win. I like to hire the right people. I want to win. Fuck this. These guys are ridiculous.
Buckley,
All this progressive
didn't he dress
bullshit.
casual in 2016 when he did the iconic show with Ben?
Yes, very
But they
casual.
didn't
So when you
show.
say iconic show, you mean the coolest guy that Ben Clymer could find at the time?
Well, I mean, to me it was an iconic show because I it was a landmark. It was a landmark
It
video for
was.
many reasons because it was like this guy's super famous, and this I think if at the time it was the first person that was like really famous that spent a lot of money on watches and made you feel like you weren't crazy for being in his hobby.
I mean, I don't think he's as famous as we all think he is.
Well, now he's not as famous, but he's still pretty damn famous.
I would say at that time for sure, right? That video being like a very famous person going in depth on watches, speaking so fondly of it on video. I think at that time there wasn't anything else like it. And
Yeah,
Hodinky,
but
that was peak Hodinky, probably I'd say, right? Or near the real peak of their like their power and their influence as well.
yeah, but Shelby, you got to understand. There's a big difference between a guy who's a musician doing a cool video talking about collecting, and then 8 years later being hired by AP to be a conduit of design, doing
No.
collaborations.
I'm
It's
contrasting
fucking
from
crazy.
2016 to where we are now. Clearly, a lot of things have changed, but back then, I think why when Clymer and John Mayer do a video together, they get a lot of eyeballs is mostly because of what took place in 2016.
Oh,
Good point.
okay.
And by seeing, I haven't seen all this video, but it just shows how much time has passed. And you know, this is not the earth-shaking video that it was back in 2016. I think people like that video helped launch the boom. I feel like it was a huge video, huge video.
Oh yeah.
And now we're staring at Eskimo shoes and those socks.
Yeah, but these are the leaders, though. These are, quote unquote, finger quotes, whatever, the thought leaders of watches today. So this is where,
Oh, you're hurting me.
But it's so weird to say, but like, and it's so like, just thinking about, you saying that Joan Identity, it's true. In 2016, a video with these two gentlemen, everybody watches it, everybody's taking it in, everybody, like they're leading the thought. But today it comes out and it's very like, we're talking about the shoes, so that really shows you where the world has gone in like under 10 years. It's amazing. It's
It
really
is amazing. And if Rolex surprised everybody today and dropped a titanium Sea Dweller or a titanium sub, this would vanish immediately. Rolex would just steal all the energy with that watch. It's like, boom, it'd be huge.
Yeah, they likely are going to steal it. This will not. The timing of this is terrible. I don't know what they're doing. They could have had the whole month. Could have been about AP, but now.
Another thing is, and Buckley, you know this. We live in a different time. Like if you if you announce something too soon, you do a story too far away from the event, it's forgotten. Like literally, this is the only time they could do it. This is days before Watches and Wonder, so you could connect the dots. If it was done literally 2 weeks ago, it would be forgotten.
Yeah.
It's just a weird.
One thing, real quick, one thing you should definitely not forget is that Deadbeat Seconds by J.W. Foster is available on Amazon. Do a search on Google for Deadbeat Seconds Amazon, and you'll go right to the page. If you don't have this book in hardcover, I highly recommend you get it immediately. As a matter of fact, buy 3 or 4 copies and give them to your watch-loving friends or just people that love a great action-packed thriller. Deadbeat Seconds by J.W. Foster, available on Amazon now.
Yes, so kind. Appreciate that. I have my first book signing coming up next week in Miami.
Oh, nice.
Miami book signing. Yep. Do you
Yeah.
want to share? Are they public details or no?
It's a private event, so I don't want to get people showing up. But I'm working on a public book signing. But I am excited about this one coming up on the 1st.
Guys, I'm serious. It's probably the best action-packed thriller you will read all year, if not this entire decade. And before Mathis jumps on and says, Miami crew, we wrote a book. Just wanted to get it out there. I think Buckley also is saying that he prefers his watch executives to look like this. He wants executives to look like, this is what a watch CEO should look like.
It's not about that. It's about I don't like, AP is too progressive these days. They're getting fucking crazy with their shit. It's too much. Like, it's not believed. Nobody believes her. Nobody believes that women are going in there for 41 millimeter complicated watches. Nobody believes that people are entering through the brand through complication. They're entering through complication because the only thing they can get is a code chronograph or an offshore chronograph before they get the Royal Oak. Like, she lied. Waco's jabroni burger and a half, and John Mayer is sitting there smoking pot and controlling the whole brand because no one actually knows what to do over there.
Good analysis, Buckley.
Buckley, they don't really have a lot of options. They're not going to release a new watch. So, you got a female CEO, so you're going to focus on the ladies, right? And women are making more money than men in a lot of professions. So they need money to they want to pull them in.
I don't disagree with you. I just think what she's saying is an outright lie.
What did she say? I missed it.
She said that. Let's see. Just replay it.
Well, I'm not going to replay the entire. We did a live stream about this yesterday. Full.
It's in the last minute. Last 2 minutes.
Last 2 minutes. Okay, let's see if I can.
Last 2 minutes of the video. Because of course it was a talking point that she told Wei she wanted to throw in there before the video ended.
Making excellence is a critical one.
51,000 watches, and is this a strategy to raise the value of the average watch through complications, through materials, through what have you? And is that a growth strategy for you?
The strategy on driving complications, driving watchmaking excellence is a critical one. We have been growing complication sales by more than 20%. So clearly, this is a success for a company that is pushing forward the excellence in innovation, elevating the experience with our clients also through different types of decoration, savoir-faire, métier d'art, which are important for us. So we look at growing the value for our customers, especially through the angles of horological expertise that is shown through complications. So this is the main driver of this growth.
That's fantastic. Am I correct that women are also buying complicated watches as well, and in bigger and bigger quantities.
You're absolutely right. In fact, if you look at the biggest contributors of our growth of complication is women and is young women. So we're breaking here a paradigm that women are more interested in simple, small watches. Is actually the combination of the two, depending on the occasion. Very often women choose, but more and more women are entering through the door, or they like astronomical complications, calendars in general, and the moon phases is one of the features they love the most.
And that makes AP even more unique and has such a singular positioning. And Ilaria, I know it's just the first overture, to the.
Is that the quote?
Yep.
You know those women, Buckley? Because the women I know, like, they forget to wind their watches, and they want watches that kind of do everything without their help.
Yeah, she's outright lying. It's fucking ridiculous that we would even take that at face value. I mean,
but I will say, in the last couple of years, there is a growing number of women watch collectors. I got a couple of friends that have come through my page that are genuine into it. But I don't see that many coming through and moving the needle. We would see these people, don't you think?
how many women's APs have moon phases and calendars in the catalog right now?
Well, I think the issue with that is like they never make a straight up ladies complicated watch. I think that'd be like maybe they have. I think that'd be a rough one to sell. I think it's a weird one, right? Because like the Jordan Identity said, there is a bit of an uptick of ladies who like watches, especially internationally. I've seen some female collectors who collect heavy and they like complicated stuff. I do think like when she says a statement like that, it makes me want to see the data, and I could see her pointing to certain geographic places, certain boutiques that like ladies watchers are doing strong in these areas. But overall, it's hard to see that type of statement being fully true, even if for sure year over year there are more ladies who love watches, who have the money, who want big boy watches, who want big girl watches. But to say a statement like that as strongly as she did, to say like the 20% uptick is due to mostly ladies, would be a very, I'd love that, but that's a tough stat for me to believe without seeing like some backup on it.
I will believe it when they do a 37 and below with a calendar and a moon phase. They currently don't have a single watch. So I don't know what she's talking about because they don't even sell that product.
Well, it sounds like they're about to, right? They're about to drop some new ones. 37 millimeter complications.
Let's hope, because otherwise, how are you supposed to believe her? Put your money where your mouth is. Actually sell the watch.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, now we can.
Yep. Okay, sorry. Do you know what a 20% increase in complications is? It might be 1,000 watches. It might be from 5,000 to 6,000 watches, and it's just, ladies are asking for them a little bit more. It doesn't, you can't take it like 20% overall. They're just saying a 20% growth in complications in their brands of what they're producing.
Yeah. And
out of the total, because the total almost the same. It's 51,000.
And it makes sense because they're putting tremendous focus on tourbillons and perpetual calendars and minute repeaters. So they're pushing people to higher and higher dollar value watches. So it makes sense that those watches with complications are accounting for a higher percentage of the portfolio.
Yeah, and that's what they're known for historically, is their complications. So it makes sense for them to continue to push those. I think they will come out with smaller. We've heard rumors of a 38 QP this year. They've already got the tourbillon in the smaller size, the 37 Royal Oak. I think that the other watch that it was interesting, just connecting some dots. I've heard that the 36 Owl with the moon phase and the regular one are one of the most in demand watches right now on the secondary. They talking with a major reseller. They said that they can't keep them in stock. As soon as they come in, they go out. So that's an interesting. If they were to bring back something like that, an owl with a moon phase, I think that would be a really, and the 36 size, I think that would be a great watch as well. I could see ladies liking that a lot. So I think it's it's a good direction for the brand to build some more complicated watches to keep the higher end collectors and customers more interested and entertained and move up, because the farther they move them up into the more complicated stuff, the more that they've kind of retained that client and kept their interest instead of just a different color. I think it's more interesting to them.
You also have to keep in mind that the percentage of customers who are women is probably very, very low. So for them to get a 50% increase in
Right.
purchases from women, that means, like, for example, going from 2% to 3%. It's
Right.
it's not that big a percent. It's like
Yeah, it's
it's not I mean, they should actually be targeting for 20%. We want 20% of all of our purchases to come from women, or in a decade, or even more aggressively than that. So,
yeah, looking at like even Patek, that beautiful Aquanaut that was such a hot seller with the moon phase there that came out last year, I think. I think watches like that, I think are a good step for these brands to kind of push beyond and give something that a Rolex can't, right? I mean, Rolex just doesn't do that complicated of a watch.
right.
That's their secret. Don't do complicated, just sell. Give them a strap, give them a new dial, boom. That's all you need.
Yeah, but CQ, what happens for some of these wealthy individuals that are buying 5, 6, 7 watches? Eventually they get done with the three-handers and they've got a bunch of colors and they're
Correct.
kind of like, what else is out there? I think when people were buying so many watches so quickly from the brand, and the brand are happy, if you're a high-end high net worth individual and a big collector and you're buying stuff regularly, they're gonna keep feeding you AP. That's well known. So I think that they've gotten to the point where they're into the complicated stuff.
I think that's a good point, because where do you go, right? It's really
Yeah.
like you're right. If you're on that path, if I have a really juicy client who's willing to spend and they love the brand, all I could keep doing is going complicated. And like, if you don't like concepts, if your wrist is too small for a concept, I just got to
Yep.
sell you perpetuals. And now I have a whole new perpetual to sell you. So I sell you that in the code, I sell you that in the Royal Oak. And yeah.
And they do have the. I mean, I know it's a 41, but they do have the 8 mm titanium ultra thin as well. I don't know if that's the one that a lot of women are targeting, because light and whatnot. But if you're just wearing it to an event, it's not
The
going
one
to be
thing
a
I
daily.
say is like I could see very much like the problem that I have is like the complicated watches. If she just said, we see a great uptick in ladies buying from AP, I could believe that, because so many APs are wearable for ladies, especially if they're okay with a 41, which many ladies are. I could see like them tapping into the high net worth female clientele beautifully. Is when you say the complicated stuff that makes me say like I wonder if like, is there an explosion in the Middle East or whatever region I have to say that. But I think ladies buying the brand, I could see that. Like, who doesn't love a good Royal Oak? At the end of the day, like, it really if you got the scratch, odds are you're gonna pull the trigger if I show you a good Royal Oak.
Yeah, and
Austin, you
also
wanna read
it
this?
goes back to value retention as well, because if you've bought a bunch of ladies APs and you're like, hey, you know what? I really like that complication. I'm not going to wear it that much, but I can wear it to an event, right? There's a lot more events with these brands that people are going to. I think that it makes sense to buy a larger size watch sometimes to that a man can wear too. And what does it say? I believe Rolex and Cartier, #1 and #2 most sold
Number one and number two
revenue,
on
right?
Morgan Stanley
Revenue.
sell
Yeah.
40-50% of their products to women. Boston Collector is spot on. I love the AP Owl with or without the moon phase. It's an elevated Rolex Date 836.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so
That's
I
a hit, by the way. They bring that back. That watch.
Yeah, that's what I'm
flies.
saying. Like that would knock it out of the park, right?
Wow, imagine
and-
she drops that and it changed the whole. It would change the whole her whole
Mhm.
story immediately.
Mhm.
And Diego says, bottom line, they sold more watches to women over the past 5 years, but she, referring to Ilaria, doesn't understand or is ignoring the reasoning. This is men checking the box on their journey to an end piece.
Sometimes, not always, but sometimes for sure.
Yeah,
I
think there's
her.
more
I
sharing.
think it makes more sense that she's saying this to justify her being hired. I mean, maybe that's a simplistic view, but
Perhaps. Like it's a weird statement, but also we can't always think that like ladies' watches sell just because of the men, but also you if you say a statement like that, you got to kind of put stats to bring it up because we're all collectors and enthusiasts and things like that. So you don't see it, but maybe again in certain regions. But also like there are ladies who will wake up and just buy AP. I have had like female collectors who like are the most educated, like because when they go in, so like they do exist is the thing, but I don't know if the
sure.
number.
But the reason I said what I said is, as a woman CEO in a male-dominated market, you have to justify it somehow. There's got to
True.
be a reason. I mean, I'm not saying.
Why does she? Why does it require justification? Just the fact that people are going to.
Well, maybe call me sexist, but I mean, it's a male-dominated industry. That's the bottom line. So.
I'm for sure people are gunning for her, right? So you got to imagine that, like, for sure, she's in a very hot seat. This is probably one of the premier seats you can get. A seat that wasn't available for many years, and the last person who had it did iconic things. No matter what you think of him, what he did, like extremely amazing things with that independent brand. So definitely a big a hot seat to be in. I don't know. This is a very interesting. I didn't watch that whole interview last night, so I didn't see that last part. So that's an interesting statement to say.
To top it off, it's a brutalist brand with industrial design. I mean, it's pretty much the least feminine brand out there. So
I don't know about that, but
no.
There's some other brutal brands. I think.
Oh, name a top one that is this brutal. Name one.
There's some of the more out there design ones like MB
like a Breguet.
Yeah, but that's not a top. That's not a top.
I would say like a Breguet
brand.
is pretty rough for women. I would say.
No, they have some elegant pieces.
A Breguet?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Ladies can wear Breguet.
Yeah.
Breguet. Breguet. They make ladies watches.
Yeah, they make feminine watches. I don't think there is a more brutalist brand out there at the top level.
Also, we covered last night another interview with Ilaria Resta conducted by SJX, and there were some interesting insights in there as well, including this question. You mentioned collaborations. I think several of the recent collaborations have been cultural. You have pop culture with Marvel, Cause, and Travis Scott. These are cultural creations, and they are not technical collaborations. Do you see AP becoming more than a watch brand, but something more than a watch brand, but something cultural brand? And the answer is the brand is a cultural brand, Ilaria says, and we need to continue being part of culture because that's who we are. But we will never just do a collaboration to put the stamp of somebody else to say that we are culturally relevant. And we will never make collaborations that do not push our limits in watchmaking. Even with Cause, which looks like just a figure, but in reality, it was a horological challenge because we had to do the peripheral time display that we didn't do before and then industrialize it. Even the figure was quite a challenge given the space. So it sounds like, I mean, this to me sounded like a very diplomatic way of saying, we're going to continue to do collaborations, but we're going to make sure that they make sense and that they aren't just, they're not just, that they have some horological value to it, and they're not just gimmicks. That's what how I'm reading into it.
Yeah.
And then here's the section where she talks about the product mix, specifically the code 1159 and the offshore, and different complications being used for different collections. And let's see if there's something else in here. So this year you celebrated an anniversary, of course. You can't talk about what you're going to do in the future, but you can sort of just share in general terms where you want to take the brand in terms of product and in terms of complications. And Alaria says, I can share that there are complications we do not have today that we will have tomorrow, and in sizes that are also smaller. We are open to new risks. We will continue to play with new forms of decoration that pay homage to traditional watchmaking. And we will continue learning new ways of showing the time in an ergonomic way. So stay tuned. So that's
So there will be smaller stuff.
Well, that's the only way you could go, right?
Yeah.
Bring out the owl. I think if she brings, I hope that somebody in her circle like listens to this and sends her like little AI notes. Bring back the owl. You do that. You give us a steel, a two-tone, a platinum, or whatever. Give us like 4 or 5 variations, and everybody will shut up for sure.
What's the best model of the owl that I can pull up? Is it just Royal Oak owl?
Yeah, just do Royal Oak owl. There's a few different variations. It's to each their own. But in a modern variation, you could have a lot of fun with that. You could probably make 20 to 25 SKUs of the owl before it got, overdone.
With moon phase or without moon phase?
Both. You play around with it, That's just me, For me, I think that's such a great idea. I never even thought about it. But like, why not bring back the owl? That would be a more simpler complication. So it'll be at a lower price point. You could play around with the dial configurations and aesthetics really well. And I think easy to slip it in at a good price point and sell. And it's just like a funky watch. Not everybody will like it, but like you'll sell it. There's no way you don't sell it. You're paying tribute to the homage of the brand. You can say all the things you need to say. And I think it's just a nice, if you want to leave your stamp on the brand, you need one good, solid product. And I think something like this would work.
Is this the standard complication here where you have a day of the week and a date of the month?
Correct.
Got it. So
date. Yeah.
Oh, it's a day date. Okay, got it. Yep. Day date with pointer day date with two registers. Nice.
And this would make sense as a progression, to increase the complications going from nothing, because their catalog right now has nothing. So
exactly, it goes straight from time only, chrono, perpetual, supersonic repeater, repeater. It gets high very, very fast. So to put an annual calendar, which isn't like one of the oldest complications out there, this would be a dated. Let's say if they made it a true annual calendar, which I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, if they made a true annual calendar version, like that would be a great progression. You keep the owl look, but you get like a novel complication in there. People forget the annual calendar has only been around since 96 with Patek Philippe. So there's still a lot to be done in there to give like nice, cool complications without going 6-figure, which I think a lot of brands need to work on that middle offering.
Right. And owl would mean that they would have to add a month of the year somewhere on there, which could be a third subdial, but then it would look awfully similar to a chronograph visually.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so maybe not annual calendar, unless they want to do Moser and put the month on the case back, which they won't do.
Yeah.
Well,
they could always do the date as a date window, and then they could have the month and the day of the week as registers, as subdials.
Ooh,
they could do it that way.
The thing is, though, in my mind, it makes more sense for them to come out with an 1159. But,
Yeah. So you're saying that this complication would be better suited in an 1159 case?
Well, what I'm saying is that based on that, that's the direction they're going with for, introducing newer concepts, I guess you could say, because they're coming out with more 1159s with variations in case materials and everything else than they are in the Royal Oak. So if they were going to introduce a more complicated line in the ladies, why wouldn't they do it in 1159 first?
1159 does have 41 and 38 millimeter sizes now. So
I wouldn't hate this in a 1159. Like in my mind, I'm like, it'd be funky.
cool. Got 60 people watching now, which is unbelievable. Ryan Singer reminds everybody to like the live stream, upvote the live stream, guys. Yep, it's Thursday. We're we've covered the latest new interview. Well, actually, it's not an interview with John Mayer. It's more like John Mayer and the head of development of AP presenting the perpetual calendar to Hodinkee founder Ben Clymer at AP House in New York. And it was interesting to hear that, by the way, did you catch that bit in the video where it says that between 10 and 2 in the red zone of the new perpetual calendar, that they actually disengage the movement. So you actually can't change the movement during that time period. Did you get that?
Yeah, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Which like, you could almost take out the safety indicator. Nobody needs to know, but it's a fun little thing to actually know. If you know all the perpetuals and then see that they're doing there, it's a novel movement. I feel like there's so many other variations of simple quality of life perpetual calendars out there that it's a little late to get the big oomph that they'd probably expect for like such a great perpetual calendar movement. But it's like the crowd just isn't here for that anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Here it is. Here's the new steel perpetual calendar. Yep. Got JB in the chat. Ryan Hofrey. What's up, guys? Logan's still with us. Type in questions in the chat. We'll answer them, or jump on the panel. Happy to have you join us if you have something to contribute.
I saw that Moses the jeweler thing, by the way. That was weird.
Yeah. He got caught gifting a necklace that he purported to be made with natural diamonds and was actually lab grown diamonds. Not a good look. That's not good.
No.
It's
like I saw it. I was like, what is what? I thought it was like a joke or like, and I was like, okay, all right, okay, time to move on.
Yeah, the thing is, like, it's just one time that happens, and he made it right. However, he made it right by either.
Yeah, but it's too late. That's like cheating on your girl. Like, okay, you could buy her flowers, you could do whatever you want in the whole world, but like, in the middle of the day, 2 years, 3 years down the road, she just remembers, the text you were texting that girl, the video, you know what I mean? And then she just kind of smacks you upside the head. At least girls from the islands, that's what they do. So like, especially like in this, I don't know, when I see things like that, I get so disappointed. And I don't know him at all, but like this business is such an opportunity. And like you could change your life, you could change your family's life just with watches and jewelry, and like it's an amazing business if you do it the right way. And then YouTube on top of that is even more amazing. So when you see people do things like that where it's like there is zero positive, you know what I mean? There was like zero positive, all negative. And it's just like it's just sad. I wish I could just jump in there and be like, but why do that? You know what I mean? Why put that on the internet so people can point to? But that's just.
Well, I think it was the guy that confronted him that actually put it.
That's true. He put it together.
Yeah. let's see what we have here. Let's see. We have I want to share this tab right here. Question for the panel. Boston and CQ. Any reason why Audemars Piguet still has a 33 millimeter quartz when there's also a 34 millimeter automatic? And yes, they do have 34 millimeter automatics, and then you go down, they do have 33 millimeter, and they have the mini oak now, which is now 23 millimeter quartz.
Because they all sell. You know, quartz watches have their purpose. You know, and they're those who just enjoy the aesthetics, could care not about the movement. They don't want to worry about setting things and stuff like that. So you can't, you know, no need to eliminate quartz. Of course, as like people who know what's in the watch, you'd say, hey, just put a, you know, give me at least an Elegante 10-year, 15-year quartz movement or something. But a lot of people just don't care. So like it sells. So you can't take it away because like it sells. So why not? Eventually, like, you know, they'll move away, but why? You know, just one of those things. If it ain't broke, you know, you gotta fix it.
Women like quartz. I mean, it goes to speaking to her point about what she said, or to counter her point. You know, Cartier. Would you consider CQ Cartier to be the top women's brand or what?
Yeah. One of them. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And they sell a huge amount of quartz watches for women, right?
Yes, correct. Because
they're not out
again,
here selling grand complications. There's a reason for that.
Yeah, but see, the beautiful thing about Cartier is they're not. They didn't say, "Hey, we're the house of horology." They say, "Hey, we're known for being the master of shapes. We're willing to invest heavily in our watchmaking. So we have in-house movements and complications all over the place. Amazing stuff. But guess what? We're here to give you a beautiful watch that you can wear out and enjoy life with, wear to dinner with, for a special event." So they never pigeonhole themselves. A lot of these brands pigeonhole themselves into be like very traditional. We only do certain things. And then, okay, so you got to serve that market. And with Cartier, they're like, hey, no, we do everything. Listen, if you just want to get parchment, that's why I love going into Cartier boutique, because they'll sell you the pen, the parchment, the champagne, the whole kit and caboodle. So yes, they do an amazing job because their focus has never really been on you know, mechanical movements, even though yes, that's part of their portfolio. It's never been a big focus. And even when they did the in-house movements at Cabre de Cartier, they stopped talking about it because everybody got caught up in this in-house movement and like nobody cares. Just give them a good watch. You know what I mean? And it works.
Sure.
So you're correct.
So we had some issues with my microphone. Is it better now?
Yep.
So I'll add that the what Cartier has is that jewelry element for women. That love bracelet, going from that love bracelet to the watch, that's like right there. Boom.
Yep.
It's a huge advantage. I almost feel like Cartier is almost like the Rolex for women, where, you know, the woman that has the Cartier, if they wanted to go up, they would look at AP. That's the next watch.
I'd agree with
or
that.
or a Patek, you know. But the Cartier is like the Rolex. Very nice. Has the cachet. It has the looks. It has, you know, their girlfriends are going to love it. The guys are going to love it. It's got a lot going for it.
Speaking of Cartier, shout out to Nico Leonard and Maine. They've introduced a new watch in 3 varieties. I'm not going to cover it because it's a conflict of interest. Nico's a friend of mine, so I don't want to say anything positive or negative about it. I'll recuse myself, just like a federal judge. But feel free if you guys
what's the
want.
price point?
This is $1,000. $1,000.
Okay, I'll shut up.
It is stainless steel.
It's not quartz, right?
Nope. This is actually a seagull, a Chinese seagull movement.
Oh wow!
Jumping hour, yeah, and it's stainless steel case. And there are 3 varieties. There's the red. There's the green. I think there's also a black. So it's going to be.
You could say You could say jumping hours is cool. I mean, there's that.
Jumping hours are cool.
But not this one, is what you're saying.
No,
Maybe it could be.
There are many things that are going through my head, and it's because it's not a live picture. So when things are not a live picture, like immediately I'm like, this looks like very much like a Vagabond Dodge ripoff or something like that. But again, at $1,000, I don't get to say anything because it's $1,000. You know what I mean? So at $1,000, I become very quiet because like, it's an interesting watch for $1,000. Now, if this was $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, then I think I become a little bit more chompy. But it's $1,000. It's a cool looking watch. I like unique. I like unique looking watches. I've never played with the watches before, so I can't comment on like other things. But
it's going to be available for only a week. It's kind of a limited sales window. You order it for $1,000, and then after that, it'll still be available, but it'll be available like on a limited, like order by order basis. So like however many orders they get in probably is like however many they'll produce, and then that's it. So it's not my cup of tea. Like I'm not into $1,000 watches. That's just me. I'm real stuck up. But if you're a fan of Nico or a fan of Maine or a fan of wanting to have a watch that's $1,000 that looks like a Cartier had sex with an Elegante, then this watch might be for you.
I don't want to say anything bad about a watch, but this is one of those danger zones for new collectors. It's attached to a well-known person. It's got a somewhat interesting design, but $1,000 is a lot of money for this watch.
Yeah,
I will say that.
I agree. I'd say look at other watches that have similar movements and stuff like that. You could get a PRX for under stack. So 1,000 is a lot. 1,000 is a lot. I'm looking in the comments here. 1,000 is a good chunk of change.
Yeah. What is a much better purchase and far less than $1,000 is Deadbeat Seconds by J.W. Foster, available on Amazon now. It's available in Audible, softcover, and hardcover editions. Just Google Deadbeat Seconds, Amazon. You'll find the link. If you don't have this book and you haven't read it already, then you are way behind. This is the book of the year. J.W. Foster, Deadbeat Seconds. Buy it today.
And no spoilers, but there is a Casio in the book.
Oh, Casio. See, all you Casio fans, the book even features your favorite brand.
Casios and other nice watches, 32 watches to be exact.
Oh,
yeah. It's an Easter egg. Count them all as you go through the book. Jot down all the watches and brands that you come across. Anything else? We are, by the way, 13 hours away from the official 2025 Rolex Novelties teaser. I probably won't be doing a live stream at 3 a.m., but stay tuned tomorrow morning, maybe at 8 a.m. I will do one of the first live streams analyzing the Rolex novelty teaser that is set to drop on YouTube and Instagram and all over the different platforms. So this is the moment we've been waiting for. The official Rolex teaser coming out tonight. Can't wait.
What is it about this time of the year that, like a month ago, you're like, Watches and Wonders are going to release new watches. But when you're like a couple of days away, you feel like a kid at Christmas. I mean, you're genuinely excited.
This is our time, man. This is our, Grammys or whatever. This is the time when we just can be nerds. Our Instagram feed are just filled with new watches and people discussing stuff and like all the things that we're going to try to chase and yell at our ADs for. It's just, there's nothing better. There's nothing better around. This is the one time of year where every watch person, dealer, anybody you call, they're just in a better mood because it's like, there's just new stuff to talk about. There's something new for us to chase around and not be able to get. There's nothing that beats this moment for if you're watching it like this.
Yeah, I really think Rolex is going to do some big things this year, and people are going to be very surprised.
Are people really hoping for a titanium sub? Is that real?
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
people
a,
hope for anything.
No one's
a
buying that, really.
titanium sub would break the internet. I mean, that
Who's
would.
buying that?
I would. Well, one, I still want the titanium Yachtmaster against anything that might come out, but a titanium sub would be earth shaking. That would be a tsunami for Rolex.
Anything Rolex does, they're in a no-lose situation. If they do very, very little, it will be perceived as, wow, they're so big and so powerful in the industry, they don't have to do very much. If they do something, anything like a platinum Submariner or a titanium Submariner,
That's
or
what I want.
revamp the GMTs or introduce new variations of the Daytona or discontinue the old Yachtmasters, or anything that they do will be well received, and that's a great position in which to be as the top brand in the industry, and it's the most well loved and in a way respected brand. It's like they can do no wrong. Really, if you look back on the last 5 years, what are the misses that they've had? I mean, maybe you could say that
My perception was very different.
Maybe
My perception was very different. It seems like, from my perception, we've always wanted amazing things, and then we always get something it's not bad, and then we just accept it, and then we,
I know, but think about what they've done. They've completely revamped the Submariner. They revamped their dress watch line. You can say what you want about it. They redid the Daytona. They redid the Sky Dweller. I mean, they did a lot of shit over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. They keep going up market too. They keep creeping up. They're creeping up.
Yeah.
I think they've done a great job of just doing what the opposite of a lot of brands do, and they do like small little adjustments. They never give, like you said, they never give us all we want. Very incremental. Yeah. Instead of doing like a big, like, oh my God, blah blah blah, they just give you like, hey, guess what? We're gonna give you rubber straps finally, and we lose our shit. Oyster Flex straps made us go insane to this day, and it's literally just them making some rubber. You know what I mean? Something that's like a school project for somebody in Beale or whatever. They're just making some rubber straps. What is the beauty of their business? They don't have to do anything groundbreaking. They can literally just give us a titanium Submariner. Would probably crash some website out there for sure.
It would be game over. I think colored Oyster Flex straps would also blow things up too.
Oh yeah, but they won't give us that until 20 years from now. Until we're dying, then they'll be like, guess what? Limited edition, colored straps, ceramic blade. They'll upgrade the whole technology, right? It'll be like we put some new type of thing inside of it. It allowed us to use colored rubber, and like again, we'll just eat it up and be like, oh my God, CQ said 20 years ago we'd have it, and here we are, 2045, baby. I got a blue strap on my Daytona.
Yeah, I will say this has been, I think, in my opinion, the worst year in terms of predictions. I think when you look at either YouTube or social media, it's the worst crop of predictions we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Relating to Rolex, and you see zero predictions on Patek Philippe. No one's even going to dare hypothesize on what Patek Philippe will do, because after they came out with the Cubitus, pretty much all the focus is on that, and we don't know what they're going to do with some of the other things. But
I mean, we know the smaller Cubitus is coming out on April 1st.
We don't know. No, we do not know that.
You heard it here. You heard it here first.
There's no way. I think
you heard it here first. Smaller Cubitus, April 1st.
I think it's way too early. Way too early for them to do that, because they just introduced.
Imagine they did though.
Yeah, I mean, because the new one just came out and it's barely trickling out into the market. 6-7 months later. So I don't know if they'll. That would definitely be an interesting one if they did a 41 millimeter size instead of a 45. And that would be a good
I think
one.
it would keep the momentum going and they want the attention focused on that particular watch. And the way to do that is to immediately give people that smaller size. Also with AP going after women, doesn't it make sense for them to come up with the ladies Cubitus and go after women for that too?
Yeah, but that would have had to have been planning, years ago when they were planning on launching the big version of the Cubitus. They had to have. I know they have a long roadmap, and Terry Stern has said they have a 15-year roadmap for the model of all the different complications, all the things that they want to do. But for them to go so quickly back to back from one size to introduce another, I'm not sure if the roadmap is that aggressive. I think you might see a dial color or two. You might see, for example, full rose gold.
Yeah,
You know, I can see them doing that.
What you're saying is very logical, and I agree that on traditionally that Paddock would not move that fast, but something tells me they are going to do something. They're going to surprise people and come out with a smaller Cubitus right away.
Well, you heard it here first. They do want to do smaller sizes and introduce new complications. So we'll see if they come. I mean, I've seen a mock-up of a Cubitus with a small seconds that actually looks pretty good. You know,
it wouldn't be hard for them to do. Like it's something that's unusual, but like if they really wanted to, it wouldn't be. It's not the most complicated watch out there.
Comment from Vamal in the chat. Flamingo blue highlighted comment from Canada. Tariff on Swiss imports is coming. Used prices going up. Is that a statement of fact or a question for the panel? How about it? We'll treat it as a question. What are your thoughts on tariffs related to Swiss watches? Are you plugged into it, or you're like, you know what, I'm not even going to bother thinking about it until it comes to fruition and there's actually something in place, and we see that manufacturers going to raise prices and pass that along?
Yeah, I don't think that's something you worry about until it's really set in stone and like it really happens. We've seen how things can go like back and forth, and I think I can't imagine there being enough of a push to really have Swiss imports raised. There's so much things that beyond watches that come from Switzerland that a lot of affluent people love and enjoy. So I'd be very, very interested to see that category targeted. So that's not something, I ain't even worried about it.
Yeah, I won't make any predictions either, but it's probably less likely than likely that you'll have.
I don't think prices would go up on the secondary. I think that they would just sell more quickly.
Yeah, secondary market wise, you wouldn't see an effect. If tariffs were to go, you wouldn't see effect for quite a while for your main product. For some of your specialty stuff, then it'll be a lot of issue, but then you'll just see an uptick in a lot of people catching flights. So it's one of those things where I don't think for our market, for our type of products, you'd see that type of big issue. Maybe if you're a certain piece that you're hunting just happens to be in a place where you have to do it a certain way, then you get hit with something. But again, kind of a far-fetched scenario at the moment, at least. You never know.
I'm going to go around the panel and ask, what are the one or two brands that you'd like to see knock it out of the park at Watches and Wonders or around this time frame for new releases? What are the one or two brands that you're rooting for? We'll start with Baba. Anything?
Yeah, so I'm going to take off after this, but I do want to make one comment. For me, it's obviously Rolex. But when you do your analysis, keep in mind that DiCaprio is coming out with the movie this year. And if you want to do some deep analysis, figure out what that role's about. Because the watch is definitely going to be in the movie.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, that's actually a thing.
Have a good day. See you
All right,
guys.
have a good one. Thanks for hopping on.
Good strategy, Baba. He might be right. I don't know.
Next up, Boston Collector. What are the two brands that you'd most like to see hit it out of the park at Watches?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the main brands that I would care about I'm kind of skeptical of what they're going to come out with. I mean, I think Patek new Cubitus is like, obviously they'll be better sized, which is a good thing. So you'll have to see how those fit compared to the other ones. And then I think Cartier is gonna, if they come out with that watch and that's the main one, the kind of weird looking jump hour, that's going to be kind of a flop compared to last year. I think think last year they did a pretty good job on their releases.
Very
I
good.
want to see the one brand that I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they come out with is Vacheron, because there's rumor of a smaller size overseas, and they might come out with more, like maybe some other 222s, which would be interesting as well.
Is a smaller size overseas something that a brand does, and then people go, wow, great, they came out with a smaller size, and then they go to the boutique, and for whatever reason, I don't know, for a variety of factors, they get pushed into buying the bigger size anyway?
All day.
No,
Zeke, tell us about the psychology of that. Why does that happen?
So let me tell you something, right? My biggest fight is just getting the watch on your wrist, right? So if your wrist size is like in between, I'll get you walking with whatever I have in stock. If I have a big size or small size, I'm gonna just push you that way. If you know what's going on and you know, like, hey, I really want X size or that size, it is what it is. But if you're somebody who's open, you're gonna end up walking out with like whatever I can put on your wrist and then just get the champagne flowing, you know. But I do think more brands should have a 41 and a 39. I don't like that we seem to be like in a pendulum in the watch industry when it comes to wrist size. When I started, everything was big, 44 and up. You know, 41 was considered small. 39 was like a lady's watch. Now in 2025, 39 seems to be the perfect size, or even smaller. But then there are people who just can't physically put on a 38 and look good. So I think brands should really get back to like, hey, this is our 41. Then we got a 39, and then we got a 36. I think there's nothing wrong with one watch being offered in multiple sizes. I think it just is a fact of life. You know, I'm a big boy. I'm not gonna look. You know, I'm willing to dip deep down to 34 just because like I'm a watch guy and I like, you know. But like if I'm just me without knowing watches, I'm probably not putting on anything under 40. You know.
Got it, Boston. Care to comment?
Yeah, I would like to see a platinum green dial 222, but that's not going to happen.
What shade of green?
Just similar to what they have in the yellow golds.
I like that.
Green overseas, you know, like a dark green. Trying to think other brands. Whew. I don't know. I mean, I'm skeptical of Rolex, but if Rolex comes out with I think titanium models are the obvious home run. If they come out with more, I would love to see a Milgauss titanium. That would be my number one. Number two would be like a Blueberry GMT with a titanium. So those are two that I would like, but I think that it'll be interesting to see if they do date justs as well. Some new date justs I think could be kind of an attainable, interesting option for people. I think part of the problem with a lot of these brands is they come out with something cool and it's 100 pieces and nobody gets it. So then you kind of lose momentum. So it'd be good to get a lot of wearable options for people that are good watches.
Here.
CQ, any brands, any one or two brands that you'd like to see knock out of the park?
Paddock, obviously that's the one I'm always interested to see what they.
And what would they do? What would they do that would be something incredible that would go wow?
I just need a 5212 with a black dial and white font.
Okay. You've mentioned that before.
Exactly.
So, I'll take an update on the weekly calendar to give us a new dial.
Exactly. I'm happy with that. I'm sure they'll give me a unique complication that I love. You know, last year I loved everything they released. I'm sure this year they'll be doing pretty good. Beyond them, it's tough. I don't really know who I'm really like that. You know, I like to see what Vacheron does. JLC as well, because JLC is a brand that I'm always rooting for. Don't know what they could really do that would be.
I don't think there's anything
exciting.
that JLC, Panerai, or IWC
Yeah.
could
Or
do,
Zenith.
or Breitling,
Zenith.
or Zenith could do at this
Yeah.
point. I think those, and those guys are in the top 20.
Yeah.
Imagine everyone, from 20 to 400, how little we're going to care. The Armstroms and the Arnold and Sons and the Trilobes, and it's like I could go down the list of.
It's
rough. I could read for a whole hour the names of all the brands that will do their best to put their best foot forward, and they've been working on things for years, and they come out with and they announce something, and it's like, yeah, who gives a fuck? It's like.
It's so sad that you're so like on the money, because like you asked that question, right? So I went to the Watches and Wonders. Like, of course, there's like some brand here that I'm like, oh, I want to see what these guys have, and like there's really not much who isn't already doing good. Bulgary's doing good already. Like they're already doing good, but I don't know what could Chopard show us that would like make us jump. What could Chapak do that would make a jump? What could Moser do? As much as I love them, they're kind of like they're steady right now. So there's a lot of these brands where like
there's over 60 brands exhibiting at Watches and Wonders. What I'll do is I'll slowly scroll down the list, and if you see a brand that you really, really, really can't wait to learn about their releases, just shout out the name. Anybody can shout out, but obviously it'll start with Longa and the top. But after that, it drops off pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, I like Angelo's. They do okay things, but like,
shut up. They don't.
Let me be.
To your point, Armstrong did come out with a new watch.
Who gives a
last
fuck?
week?
Nobody
and
cares.
nobody even knows.
Chronoswiss as well. Chronoswiss just dropped a new sports watch. That's pretty
Shout out to PG. PG's a huge fan of Chronoswiss, so we like PG, but not a fan of Chronoswiss. Any other brands here? Come on, just shout them out, guys. Shout them out, all the brands you love.
Laurent Ferrier, Louis Monet. I'm not gonna do that here.
Resins came out with something. I don't know what it was.
No one gives a fuck. No, the Resins came out with a fucking sports watch. Talk about being late to the party. I mean, come on, man. 4 years fucking too late.
Yeah, an oil.
Look at this list. This is sad.
You're
it's a
gonna
sad state of affairs, guys.
Piaget's gonna come out with the world's thinnest watch. Right?
And these are the best of the best. Okay.
Yeah,
these are
it'd be nice to see IWC come out with a thin watch. That'd be nice.
Well,
they came out with an Ingenieur, and they completely bungled the fucking launch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
See the black ceramic IWC on Ed Sheeran's wrist the other day. That might be coming.
And
also, you think with Tag Heuer's investment in F1, I expect for them to come up with some shocking sport watches.
Oh yeah,
I think the best releases are the ones that already came out, like the glass box with the date on top, and this. For a lot of people, seem to like the Skipper as a new release. I don't. What else are they going to do?
Yeah,
new colors.
They got. I think they need to go to the '80s and get those old Tag Heuers. I think what's the they're going to make a bigger version of the F1 watch that was done by
Kith.
Kith. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, that's not a good watch.
They're gonna make a larger version of that. I would not be shocked to see that released next week. A larger version of that's regular for Tag Heuer. You can make that watch interesting if you make it bigger. I don't think that's not crazy. On the Rolex side, I would love to see a all rose gold Explorer. I think that'd be amazing. I saw a couple of mock-ups on that, and again, that if Leo is wearing a titanium Daytona or a titanium Submariner, it breaks the internet. And I would love to see him wearing that watch in a movie, because that pushes my book that much closer to a movie.
Where were you when Rolex released the two-tone Explorer 1 and everyone said, "Ugh, what are they doing trying to take the most iconic tool watch in the lineup and then ruining it with gold? Don't they understand that that's supposed to be a strict tool watch?" And that's a hard seller right now. So why would going full gold would be even harder?
Oh, see, that's a perfect question. But the reason is that Rolex is no longer a tool watch company. They are a luxury watch brand and are turning their tool watches into luxury watches. So to take an Explorer and make it gold is absolutely going to happen. I don't know if it happens this year, but it's definitely going to happen.
I have a question for the Jorn identity.
Mm-hmm.
You're a big Bond fan, right?
Yeah.
Do you know, was the agreement between Omega and the Bond films with that particular company, and now that it's been converted, does Omega still have that deal in place, or are they is Bond on the market, so to speak?
That's a great question. It looks like the relationship is still going, but they could be very sneaky about it, where let's say they don't have the relationship with Amazon, but they're still paying Daniel Craig to wear the watch, which gives the illusion that it's still a Bond watch. There might be a little bit of that going on. But
the sale just happened, right?
Right.
Wow.
And I don't know if they've released a Bond watch since that.
Yeah.
But,
well, there won't be a Bond watch until there's a Bond movie.
Are there any big anniversaries coming up for
they had
Bond?
the 60th last year or something, right?
Yeah, they just had the 60th anniversary.
Okay.
That was a couple of years ago.
So maybe something for the 65th.
Yeah, I could see a 65th. But the 65th, we have, what, 2 more years, I think? So it'll be in time for the movie. So it probably all lines up with the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, Omega's kind of milked the Bond piece. I mean, I'd love for a new brand to come out and with Amazon. It'd be amazing.
And it was like a titanium Submariner for Bond. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh,
it wouldn't be anything better, right? I mean,
you know, it'd be you talk about the Joe Rogan where we all go back, like, you know, oh my gosh. It'd be unbelievable. Like, game over.
Yeah.
But like Rolex returns to Bond.
Yes. That would break the internet.
With a titanium Submariner.
Yes.
Then you would have bus drivers wanting that watch.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. That may happen. That sounds like plausible enough where like if you're the marketing department at Rolex, you make the call for sure.
You're
like, hey,
making
how
that
much?
call.
How much?
Yeah.
What's the number? Blank check. Let us know. Cause that would like.
If they gave Barbara Broccoli $1 billion just to keep her mouth shut, imagine what they would pay Rolex.
Oh, come on, man.
Oof.
And then it's like the real bad boy of watches. You know what I mean? Like, like
and
how,
right, and that absolutely elevates whoever the new Bond is too.
Yeah.
So you got the new Bond wearing that titanium Submariner.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Forget about it.
That'd be insane.
It looks like he's wearing a full gold day date.
Golden Baba with a $5 super chat. Call us back when you have the time. This is the trailer for the new Leonardo DiCaprio film. So based on this character that we see here, what Rolex do you think he would be wearing on the wrist, if anything? So this is
seems like the perfect guy for a titanium Submariner to me.
I'll back it up and we can listen to the audio. Okay.
I don't see him wearing a watch.
Rise and shine.
Bat an eyelash.
Good morning.
There are no hands on the clock
Why?
because they're not needed.
What time is it?
Fuck. You know, I don't remember that part. All right, let's just not nitpick over the passwords. This is Bob Ferguson. I was a part of the French 75.
Bitch, I felt like Tony Montana!
Steve Lockjaw just attacked my home. And I cannot remember, for the life of my only child, the answer to your question.
Maybe you should have studied the rebellion text a little harder.
I need to find my daughter.
Well, then call us back when you have the time.
You just.
You know, you are so unsuitable for my daughter. My child comes from a whole line of revolutionaries. And you look so lost. What are you gonna do about this baby?
You know what freedom is? What? No fear. Go.
Fucking World War III out there!
Not one thing, it's another. Find that to be true.
I need you, brother. Sensei, please.
Courage, Bob. Courage.
That's it. Courage. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. God damn it! Viva la revolution!
I can't imagine that Rolex would want to be involved in that movie. I don't see it.
What did we just see there?
That's the new Leo DiCaprio movie.
Yeah, I don't
That's
see Rolex.
that looks like a departure from Paul Thomas Anderson. That didn't look like his type of movie.
Maybe in this scene here where he was wearing a suit, but I don't know. I don't see this character being someone that they want to be associated with Rolex.
Doesn't look like a Rolex movie to me.
Maybe he'll just wear it to the premiere.
On the other hand, I can think of two figures that love to be associated with AP.
I want to find those boots. Hold on a second. I'm going to do a reverse image search on the boots.
By the way, it was PG said that those are Asics Gore-Tex shoes.
Are they?
Yeah, so check.
He knows what they are?
Yeah, I think he knows what they are. Asics Gore-Tex. Shout out to PG. Thanks for the super chat earlier. So, yeah, I think for me, obviously, I think Rolex.
They are Yeti. Oh yeah, Asics Non-Native Gel Yeti Tokyo GTX Beige.
How much?
Let me see. They're pretty sick. They look good. I might get them.
You find it interesting that
they are sold out.
Yeah, they're definitely sold out now. Yeah, they're sold out now.
$225 retail price.
eBay price $700.
They have fake ones for $47. If anybody is interested.
You do not want to try the fake version of that shoe.
No.
That's a clown shoe. That's going to be so bad. Oh,
it would not be warm or waterproof.
No, you're fooling nobody.
If you're in Canada, they are available.
Let me ask you a question. You guys, Leonardo DiCaprio is often spotted wearing primarily Daytonas. Here he is a couple of weeks ago. He wore the Waco Le Mans, and then he was spotted a couple of days ago also wearing like a rare vintage Daytona. Do you see that he might have an influence, or because he's now involved, that Rolex would pay a little bit more attention to doing some additional variations on the Daytona just to, or solicit his input on things that they might want to offer in the Daytona collection?
I wouldn't be shocked to see a Leo Daytona. I wouldn't be shocked.
Wow. That's
no fucking way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No way.
It's gonna happen. They would
Well,
never
if it's
have
a Leo
no
Daytona, Rolex will not assign the nickname, but the masses would. Like the John Mayer, Rolex had nothing to do with that.
Right.
So you're saying
But
that he might
know
wear,
what they're probably gonna do.
He might wear a version first, and
he'll
leak
wear
it.
a version, like they'll do a release and he'll be wearing it. And if people associate him wearing that watch, they'll call it the Leo if he's wearing it. I could see that. especially if it's a Daytona. If he's wearing that, for example, if they do come out with that blue and gold Oyster Flex, and he's wearing it all the time, who's to say they wouldn't call it the Leo Daytona?
No, that's a good point. But I thought you meant like a collaboration.
No,
So
no
way.
collaboration. No way. No way. No way.
No, this isn't Audemars Piguet.
So Buckley, now that we know that those shoes by John Mayer were ASICs and a collaboration, do you have more respect for John Mayer?
No.
Okay.
You know
I
I don't
need
do
a little bit.
collaborations. No, I actually have I have a ton of respect for John Mayer. He's doing everything he can to do, I don't like them. It's AP that I'm losing respect for. And I know I'm not alone in that.
AP is doing their own thing. I applaud them for not being afraid to do what they want to do. In the watch world is a catch-22. If you don't change, you get criticized. You do something provocative, you get criticized. You're just going to get criticized. There's not like what brand is pleased everybody, the masses, where they go, oh, I just love this brand. I can't think of one.
Yeah. Leo was also spotted with this one recently. I actually really like this one a lot.
Yeah, it's just sharp.
You like those numerals?
No, but that's the way they did it back in the day, like I don't know, 10,
Let me tell
10,
you.
15 years ago.
OC, if they make this watch, take those numerals off because those are ugly.
Yeah.
But if
Yes,
they make this
agreed.
watch with the solid subdials in steel, ooh man, you want to talk about breaking the internet.
I like the cream color too.
Yeah,
I actually
cream.
like the numerals. I like the numerals. It's a very sporty look, Didn't if you go way back in time, the what is it? Who was
Maserati dial?
The Maserati dial. Yeah. The
Yes, I
Rush.
can read minds, by the way.
Yeah. You did the Maserati dial. I think that's a killer dial.
Yeah, that also has the numerals on it though, like this. Yeah.
Yep.
At least,
Yep.
but at least it doesn't have a cutoff 3 or a cutoff 9. At least you get the full numerals of where they are.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean they could have. It's not the ugliest version, but this is white gold. So what they've been doing ever since the introduction of the 2016 line, the ceramic, is they use solid subdials only on precious metal, and they use rings on the steel, which I think to Buckley's point, like where are we going to get the real steel Panda?
Yeah,
with solid
I'm with
black subdials.
But I am with Rose on this. I like kind of ugly Daytonas, so I definitely am the odd one. I like this Daytona, but I kind of like it because it doesn't look like every other Daytona.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Leo definitely is a Daytona fan. I haven't really seen him in almost anything else.
Nope.
I wonder if he's going to miss wearing his Tiffany 5711.
Yeah,
he can wear it. He can wear it in his bedroom.
It's because it's a pajama watch now.
Hey, no endless time from Germany is in the chat. OC, this was my first Daytona in 2012. Shit. Well, congratulations to you. I wonder, I don't want to hear the story about how you don't have it anymore. So let's just assume you still have it. Don't tell us that you don't have it anymore. Yeah, I sold it in 2017 for $7,000.
No, he sold it in 2021 for 60.
There we go. That'd be a good story.
You know what else? Yellow gold Hulk.
Yellow gold Hulk. Yep, that makes sense. So, in other words, yellow gold,
platinum,
yellow gold yellow gold Submariner, which they already have. They already have a yellow gold. They already have a white gold Submariner with a blue dial. You're saying
They have a yellow gold. They've had a yellow gold Submariner forever.
Mm-hmm. I want the
Yellow gold
I want the
Samara with the black
chairman.
dial. Yeah.
I want
Well,
And the
actually,
blue
it's a
dial.
rose gold. It's rose gold, not yellow gold.
Not Submariner. Not Submariner.
The Submariner is that rose gold or yellow gold?
yellow gold.
Yellow gold.
It's yellow gold.
They have yellow
Yeah.
gold and white gold.
Rose would be
Yellow
nice
gold,
though.
A rose would be nice.
Yeah, no, again, I got to call you guys out. This is one of those things where someone on the panel is going to say, you know, that would be nice. But when it comes to putting your dollars, your hard-earned dollars down on the table to pay for it, you're going to be, yeah, it's nice, but I'll pass.
I had a yellow gold. I've had multiple yellow gold Submariners. I go through a yellow gold Submariner phase. It could happen again. I could go to a rose phase.
A yellow gold Hulk would be one of the hardest watches to get of all time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
yellow
it's not
gold
even
Hulk.
like a question of, you know, we'd like to. You're going to be competing. It'll be one of the hardest watches to get for years.
Legit $100,000 watch when it first if it comes out, like legit somebody will get one off for $100,000.
I'd like to
I
see
could see
personally
them-
platinum better.
I could see
And
them
then
doing a
it's-
yellow gold Hulk and then doing a rose gold Le Mans and discontinuing the yellow.
That makes sense. I could see the Rose Le Mans coming no matter what for sure.
And then
So
to the
so here
Sky
we are.
Dweller.
If they discontinue the yellow gold Le Mans, oh my gosh, that thing's gonna go for all the money.
Yep.
All the money. Oh.
My prediction has been for at least a couple of months now that the yellow gold would be gone and replaced with rose gold for, for a third version of the Le Mans. So we'll see.
How about how about a titanium Le Mans?
Yeah, that'd be the
No,
fifth.
no.
That'd be like a charity
terrible.
auction watch.
Oof.
I want the chairman, which is this configuration Daytona, blue dial, full yellow gold.
Let's go watch.
Yeah, I would love. Yeah, so that's basically they had a white gold blue dial previously, like Ryan Singer had it, and you're saying make it yellow gold with the blue dial.
Yeah,
Daytona. Yeah.
I never bought it with the blue dial. I bought it with the black dial. I thought the black and yellow looked better than the blue and yellow. And no disrespect against the blue and yellow, but for some reason, when you're buying a car and the sales manager comes out, they're wearing this watch.
Do you think they'll come
black and yellow,
with a-
black and yellow?
Do you think they'll come back with a John Mayer Daytona with the green and gold combo without the red and with the open case back, like as a special edition?
Dude, that'd be nice.
No.
You know,
I don't see it happening, but it'd be
Maybe.
nice. I don't see it happening.
No.
I do.
I
I
think,
can see the green Sky Dweller.
Yeah, green and yellow.
Yeah, green and yellow Sky Dweller.
That'd be interesting.
Guys, just do a quick vote. Black and yellow or blue and yellow?
Ooh.
For the sub?
The subs, between the sub. Battle of the
Blue
subs.
and yellow.
Black
Blue and
and yellow or blue and yellow?
Blue and yellow.
Black and yellow all day.
I like black and yellow.
No
better.
endless. Yep. Yeah, type in the chat. Which one do you prefer, black and yellow, or blue and yellow? This is a No Endless Times photograph of the 116509 on his wrist. Yeah, I'm surprised that even I know the reference number.
That's beauty.
There it is.
What a beauty.
There it is. Sliced right under the cuff there. Here's a macro shot. One of the interesting details, if you look very closely, is the red painted hash mark at the exact 12 o'clock. There's only one of them. That's a very interesting detail.
Which
nice
which
close-up.
watch is this? Is this the?
This is the one that Leo DiCaprio had. This is the white gold Arabic numeral full black subdial.
Doesn't it look like they have it at the 6 o'clock and the 3 and
Let me
9?
see if I'm not sure if they have it at the 6. Here's a great.
I think
loom
it's
shot.
only.
Check-
I think it's only at the 12. But what a beautiful detail.
No, it's
No, it looks-
everyone.
Yeah, it's all of them. Yeah, looks like it.
That's
It's at
cool,
every
though.
one of them. Yeah.
I like the green loom too.
Yeah, that is something that's interesting about having these Arabic numerals is you get a lot of loom. And final shot in the daylight. Cool. Thanks for sharing. No endless time. What else do oh yeah, check this out. Do you guys know this person? Founder of Astratech. I don't know the company. Abdallah Abu Sheikh. Spotted wearing this one. I am slightly familiar with this watch. I've seen it.
Don't dox me.
That's Boston. That's Boston Collector with a beard.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah,
dox me.
Boston. Yeah,
He's
it's
got
true.
this guy. I would guess this guy's wrist is 14.3 centimeters. I mean, look how it looks like he was wearing a wristband underneath it just to get enough.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it fits him. But what a such a beautiful watch.
Yep. Love it. Yep. Boston has to recuse himself from talking about it because he actually owns this one. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
unbelievable.
Yeah, you were a made man when you got that one. I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Leo again with the Le Mans. Look at this, Remy Cools. We were talking about this on a call this morning. The Crown Prince of Ajman, Sheikh Amar, spotted wearing a platinum Remy Cools. There's so many of these independent brands coming out with these funky, cool dress watches. Simone Brett, Josh Shapiro, Remy Cools, Raoul Paget. There's 2 or 3 other ones that are in the spotlight now. This one is tourbillon. List looks like the price is well over $100,000. Any comments on either Remy Cools or just any independent dress watches in general? Like, are these a fad, or are these brands more attractive now because collectors want to establish a more personal relationship with the watchmaker, with the brand owner, and they feel like they're more connected, and the watch brand is more exclusive rather than dealing with a big independent like a bigger independent like a FP Journe or somebody that makes 2 or 3 or 4 or 5,000 watches a year.
Yeah, my opinion is one. I think these are very cool. I feel like
Remy Cool.
No one's it's Remy Cool is very cool, but what has happened over the last 5 to 10 years is now we have a new tier of watches that are made by independents that are bought by people that want to have that relationship, to your point. And it's a new class of kind of watch collecting. It's not going away. It's definitely not a fad because the people that own these watches are very passionate about them. And I think it's great. And my book, Deadbeat Seconds, is kind of dips into this world, and it's cool to see it continue to grow. I wish that brand was in the first book. Maybe it'll be in the second book.
Shout out to Goldfinger. Goldfinger says, Remy Cool is my boy. Look at his avatar.
Yep.
That's Remy Cools. I don't know if you took a delivery of it yet, Goldfinger. If you did, congratulations. If not, if you're still waiting, we're crossing our fingers. Hope it comes in. Maybe it'll come in this, within the next few months.
Yeah.
He's one of the first people in the community.
Is one of those brands that I think is, in the top tier of the independents right now. So certainly very high demand for those watches.
Yeah, and all of these brands have watches that start typically at 50,000 and go up and up and up from there.
There's a tourbillon, so
Yeah,
170.
yeah.
Not cheap. But
Do you think Simone Brett and Rexepi have peaked? Or do you think that they're still as in demand as ever?
I don't know. I feel like people are going.
Or should I not include them in the same sentence? Or are they?
I think a fair amount of collectors are trying to go more curated, less is more approach, maybe a little bit, and so I think that people want the hardest to get stuff. That's natural to get the most rare and kind of special pieces. So those guys are always going to be in demand from that perspective. I mean, I don't see them. I don't see them cooling off. I think the independents are. I don't know. It almost feels like the independents are a good place for people that haven't been in Patek for a long time, or haven't been in some of these other brands for a long time. Where it's like, do you want to talk to these? Do you want to go to an independent and meet them and go to Switzerland and do the whole experience and then get on the wait list and wait a few years? Or do you want to start your journey with Patek and, 15 years from now, you can get something special? I think it's attractive for newer collectors or those that have done every journey and want something new. Those are the two types, but I don't know.
Yeah, I do. I think that, I agree with you somewhat. These watches are attractive to people that they basically have everything. People like you've had everything. And like, what do you get next? You have a person, you fly, you go to Switzerland, you meet with these guys. They make a watch just for you. It's quite the experience. And, on that tier, you pick your poison. And, I think all these independent watch manufacturers are going to be, or watchmakers are going to be relevant for a while. They're only making these guys, they make like 10 watches a year, 15 watches a year. Right. And they're back, people are going to be waiting like 10 years to get these watches. They're not going anywhere. And they're traveling to cities and meeting, all these guys are coming to Miami. I know they're going to New York, so you have an opportunity to meet with them. Even that's a different experience. It's a totally different experience.
If you know what this is, don't say anything. If you know what brand it is, but for those of you who don't know what brand it is, what is your take on something like this? I'll share with you the pricing and the specifications, but just like first reaction, what do you think of this watch? Anybody? Anybody in the chat or anybody on the panel? What do you think? I mean, the thing is, like a watch like this, it's kind of scary because you don't know if this watch is $3,000, $30,000, or $130,000, right? It's like, it's one of those things where unless you know more about what the brand is, what the material is, what the dial construction is, how sophisticated the movement is from a finishing and decoration perspective, it's one of those things where you don't really know. Is this like for example, Marco B in the chat goes, "This is a Ming. This is garbage," right? It's a three. Why would you pay $5,000 for a Ming like this? And then if I say, well, it's actually somebody else, you go, oh, well, shoot, I'd pay $100,000 for that. So, isn't that funny how the brand and the exclusivity completely changes your perspective on what is desirable and what is attractive?
Yeah. I mean, this is a beautiful watch. I think that it's a nice offering. I won't say the name of the watch if you're trying to keep that as a secret. But.
I mean, I thought it would be interesting because the brand isn't on the dial. right?
It
You
is
can't
actually,
brand,
but it's hard to see in this picture.
right?
But the yeah, I don't know what you want me to say. I like this watch.
I'm intentionally not going to say the brand name and let people do their own research and find it on their own if they think it's interesting to them. I'll do this. I'll share a photo of the movement so you guys can kind of see. Well, maybe I won't share the movement, but let's see. How much is this thing? I'll share that with the audience, and then you could draw your own conclusion on whether you think you like it more or less.
I think people should guess how much this watch is, and then we'll add details.
Yeah, guess how much the watch is. What could I share the case material, or no? You don't want me to share that.
Yes, share that.
Okay, I'm going to share the case material just because I know you guys like sometimes you'll think like this is a really expensive watch or whatever. But guys, relax. It's just 316L stainless steel. Yeah, 316L stainless steel. What do you think? Hey, shout out to Shamba Basher. Flamingo blue highlighted comment from Great Britain. Oops, I forgot I boycotted US YouTubers. Don't boycott US YouTubers. We're the best. And by the way, speaking of the best panel in the business, shout out to Muhammad Ali, who says, I'm more interested in Boston Collector discussing watches with OC. And of course, that includes Journe Identity and Buckley and CQ as well. Rather than Ben Clymer talking to John Mayer. I agree. I think that's a sentiment with which everybody can agree. Yeah, it's just steel watch, guys. Don't go crazy. It's just a cheap steel watch. What do you think it is? Shamba Basher. $100,000. Crazy. All right. Some of you cheated. But the answer is this watch is steel. It's steel, and there's a retail price of 89,000 Swiss francs. 89,000. It's limited to 50 pieces though. Limited to 50 pieces.
10 per year for 5 years.
10 per year for 5 years. Does that change your view of this watch? Now, the dial is the dial special enough to be worth $90,000? I don't know. I mean, because what you're looking at is a case that's made of steel, a $200 calfskin strap, and then you're looking at a dial and movement. So this dial and movement better be pretty damn incredible. But the only issue is the dial we can see and judge with our own eyes. You know, we can judge it with our own eyes. And let me see here if I can make this a tad bigger. There's the incredible dial, guys. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty plain.
Hard to tell.
It's pretty plain. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Is this a $90,000 watch?
Yes, it is.
It's definitely if you know, you know. It definitely is.
Fucking age, Shelby. What the fuck is wrong?
I don't know, man.
I was gonna say is wrong with this hobby, but come on, man. This is
the stupidest hobby of all time.
This is a ridiculous hobby.
Yeah,
$90,000, but we're going to convince ourselves that it's worth it because A, there's the guy who did it. B, oh my God, this dial is so incredible. Come on. And then
I'd rather have this.
The movement.
I'd rather have this than a platinum Daytona.
Yeah, this hobby is nuts. They really have us wrapped.
Boston, are you serious?
I am serious. I'd rather have this than a platinum Daytona.
Does it like? Let's see the movement.
Okay, I'll show you the movement. Here we go. Let's check out this
Handmade.
incredible handmade movement, guys.
Yep.
Boom. There you go. I don't know. There's not much going on here. Boston, Shelby.
Hand twerked.
Raw pages.
Handworked what?
Yeah, that's.
I'm just kidding. I said
It's
hand
not-
twerked. I was joking.
There's some big base plates with some anglage and some
Interior
stripes.
angles?
Yeah, fuck. Get the fuck out of here. I mean,
No,
there's a main spring.
There's
a hairspring. There's some gears.
Yep.
And the screws aren't even blue. Like I would have liked to have seen some different colors, like blackened screws or some blue screws or something to add some visual interest here. On the, I mean, listen, this is 90,000. This is Brody says the movement is more underwhelming than the dial, and that's hard to do.
Yep.
Is there any way we could talk you out of liking this watch, Boston? Fuck. This hobby's hard, man.
I like this watch. What's wrong with that?
Oh my god.
Man, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I mean, I'm not feeling it. I mean, I'm not.
I think we need an intervention.
Okay. What is
lately?
what?
We've been having to do more
Let's
and more
see.
interventions lately.
Let's see. What is the dial made out of? This may help.
I have no. Okay, the dial is made. It's made out of shit. I don't even fucking know. It's deep cerulean blue base with a white agate. Is it agate or agate? Agate center.
Agate.
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 Agate. Agate.
Agate.
Agate.
Agate dial.
Agate.
Agate. I got loyalty and okay.
So agate is a stone, right?
Yep.
That forms naturally over thousands of years. It's found in the hollows of volcanic rock. So
sick.
Oh my god, incredible.
Yeah.
And so it's a deep cerulean blue base with white agate center, hand polished steel hands. Whoop-de-fucking do.
Look at the movement. Just look at the movement, though.
Beautiful. Flamingo blue highlighted comment from Canada. Thank you, Vimal. Boston has reached the snuff stage of collecting. Yeah, we need to put a black hood over him and conduct a rendition.
This is a watch you can go to a third world country and not even worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's that. No truer statements have been made.
I can go collect the rent from my tenants. Don't have to worry about it. You can go to your grandmother's 80th birthday party. Don't have to worry about it.
Does he make it in different color dials, or is this it?
Nope. You will love it. You will love it in white, and white only, just like Henry Ford said.
I love the combination.
What combination? There is no combination.
The blue with the stone dial. I like it.
There is no combination.
That's the combo.
That's what makes this collecting hobby so interesting.
What's funny is
I'm so glad I joined in 2020.
This is so plain, whatever. But if you saw this in person, you'd be like, "This is a really nice watch."
Yeah, I think this is definitely you have to. Yeah, you have to see it in person. I think you have to see it in person because not every watch, not all watches photograph well. So.
Yeah, Shelby, be careful because you're not really one to talk. Shelby, be careful. You're not really one to talk. You have your fair share of $90,000 watches in your collection too.
I know, but
right.
I know, to each their own, right? To each their own. That's why I'm not saying anything bad about this. Like,
that's right.
to
Yeah,
each
you've
their
been
own.
very careful. Yep, you've been very careful.
To each their own. Yeah, to each their own.
You get a nice matching vintage Porsche with the blue interior with the white outside like this. Beautiful.
Yeah, you could match the color with with your private jet,
Yeah.
matching colors.
You get a nice white suit with blue suede loafers.
You could have the white kitchen on one side of the house and the blue kitchen on the other side of the house, and go back and forth between your kitchens. You could do
Go to the
that.
Greek islands with this watch.
Yeah, yeah. You could have the suite in the Greek islands, or you could have your home in the Greek islands painted this white.
You have to be on a boat. Yeah.
It's not even super thin. It's 11.5 millimeters, which is almost the same thickness as a Daytona. It's not the. I would expect a dress watch like this to be like around under 10 for sure, probably in the 9 to 9.5 range.
millimeters though.
Woo! Yep, 38 point, which means that the case diameter to thickness ratio is kind of a weird. It's kind of weird. It beats it. It's an in-house caliber, 21 joules, with a variable inertia balance with Breguet terminal curve anchor with counterweight, 21.6 vibrations per hour, 60-hour power reserve. Has the hours and minutes in the small seconds. Features 2 calfskin leather straps. There's a taupe and a gray blue with a stainless steel pin buckle.
Watch and see this. Watch and see. This thing is going to go for auction in 5 years for, $500,000, or maybe it'll go for 30,000. You just don't know.
Well, it's about time we give the brand away. The brand is, or the watchmaker, which is also the brand, is Raoul Paget. Raoul Paget, everybody, who is one of the newer independent watch guys on the scene. He made a big kind of introduction in the watch world. Maybe, I think it was last year, he won like a GAPHG or some kind of award, or maybe he was called out with some good press on a previous watch that he had done called the RP1. This one's called the RP2. Oh, he won the Louis Vuitton watch prize for independent creatives in last year. So he was recognized by the judges at the Louis Vuitton watch prize. So that's where he kind of got some well-deserved accolades, and now he's more popular. People are kind of put with him as a name, and now he's coming out with his next watch. And so, listen, you have been anointed by the watch industry establishment, like the Louis Vuitton judges, LVMH judges. Then you go on to fame and notoriety.
I would rather this than any Patek Philippe.
Oh my God.
Boston, you said that? Boston said that?
It's simply a better watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
TGI.
is handmade. This is handmade.
I'm speechless.
Well, you can get mass produced anytime, right? Go on European Watch, 65 different Pateks sitting there, someone else's germs. Or you can have a watchmaker personally make you a watch just for you. That's the question.
And there's nothing like having a watch made just for you, personally. It's flying over to Switzerland and picking it up. It's amazing.
You only live once.
Yeah, but when you buy a dress watch like this, doesn't it matter that it says Patek Philippe on the dial?
I'd rather say Paget.
It doesn't say anything. That's the
bottom
problem.
right. It says it. You can't see it.
It's too small. Too small to
Okay.
flex.
Okay. On one corner we have, on this corner we have this. On the other corner we have a 5712R. You choose.
Well, you can't get a 5712R at retail.
Yeah.
I mean, so that
You can't get this either. So I guess
You can't get either one of them. But if you could, which would you get?
I'd get this one.
5712R.
And then I'd buy the 5712R in the secondary.
And I don't even like the 5712. I mean, I would get a 5711R if that were still in the lineup.
Ooh. Boston 5711R.
No, I take this.
Boston. Oh, okay, I guess it costs
5811.
two. I was gonna say
5811.
5270 is too much money, but 5811, 5811 in white gold, yeah.
Yeah. It's a different.
I clearly love independent watches. Just this one doesn't strike me as, you know, I'll take Romain Gaultier any day.
They might be
over
in,
this.
they might be in a they might be in a sequel. You never know.
Yeah.
Keep your options open.
You never know.
Yep.
It definitely dates my book, though. Like you'll look at and you go, "Oh yeah, I remember those watches."
Mm-hmm.
SE says, considering this is a clear indication, this is directed at you, Boston Collector, that you are in too deep. Yeah, he's way down the psychological rabbit hole on this one. He's just Diego M. It's handmade because the guy can't afford any equipment to make it any other way. Oh, by the way, are the lugs asymmetrical? Like, is the top lug longer than the bottom one?
No.
Oh, I guess just a visual.
Yeah, it's just
Okay, just that.
Boston, have you held this watch?
No, it just came out.
Nobody has.
Yeah.
Nobody has.
Have you met him?
No.
Wow, that's impressive.
I met him.
We're soulmates, though.
Yep.
It's different.
You have the same life path numbers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
OC met him.
Yeah, I met
Did
him.
you? So that means you saw the RP1.
I can't remember. I mean, I remember meeting him. It was at the AHCI event last year, and I'll see him again next Thursday in Geneva at the same event. He's a member of that. He's a partner in that group, along with Konstantin Chaikin, Sven Anderson, that group of independent guys, Bernard Lederer. But yes, it's cool meeting those guys in person. But no, I don't remember seeing his watch. I just remember at that time he had just won. I believe, had he just won it, or he was a finalist in the LVMH watch
That was
competition
last year. Yeah.
Yep.
Sick
watch. Oh my God, it's incredible. What do I have to do to get this?
Yeah, Boston. You've seen the RP1, right?
Yeah, not in person.
But is the case back the same as this?
The movement, you mean?
You mean the movement?
Yeah. I'm sorry, the movement. Yeah.
I believe it's a similar movement. Yes.
His new watch, the RP2, has been in the works for quite a while now. The RP1 was characterized by a regulator display and its sophisticated detente escapement. Raoul Paget is now focused on the essentials with the RP2, distilling his uncompromising ethos into an elegant time-only watch with more traditional escapement. So it's a slightly redefined. Defining a refined yet characterful dress watch is surely not an easy task, but perfection is in the details. Thank you, Monochrome, for your analysis.
Yep.
Can we see an RP1?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a regulator dial.
Let's pull up the RP. Really less attractive, I shall say.
I like the color combination on this.
And here's a shot.
I like the
Remy.
So I've seen the one. I like this watch. I like this a lot better.
Here are a couple different versions here.
That's a different watch.
Uh-huh. Get a shot of a movement here.
How was the finishing on it? Good, I'm assuming.
Here we go.
Well, I really love that blue and the with the
cream.
the sub, yeah, the blue and the green. is superb. You know, the movement looks slightly different too.
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I give the RP1 an A plus. That looks amazing. The second one, I just don't do it here. The first one's beautiful, amazing.
Plus on the second one, right?
Yeah. Passing on the second.
I don't want other people to want the same watch as me. That would make things boring.
That's true. I mean, I like watches that people don't like. So yeah, I get it.
Does anybody want to jump on the panel and move in a different direction, or if there's anything you guys want to talk about, happy to bring it up. But yeah, we've been going for 3.5 hours. Over 50 people watching on a Thursday afternoon. Guys, upvote the live stream as a acknowledgement to the great panel. CQ has been on. We have Jorn Identity, Boston Collector, Buckley, the best panels in the business right here. Yeah, upvote, you fucks. That's right. Listen to Evan G. But yeah, I mean, this is a time where, listen, all of the watch brands are going all in on their announcements, and they're all going for it. And a lot of them aren't going to make it. They're just not going to make it, guys.
Not going to make it.
They're not going to. They're not. The fight for mind share couldn't be more fierce.
Oh, it's tough right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right.
What the heck's a Carl Lemon? I mean,
right,
some of the stuff that's coming out, you're like, what is, never even heard of this brand. Are you trying to launch a brand right now? Like, kind of missed the boat.
Yeah, now's not a good time to.
Not the best time to start a brand.
Thank you, Andy Lewis, for the flamingo blue highlighted comment from Texas. Andy Lewis is rocking his Cubitus in Texas today. To the hard-working proprietor of this joint, thank you. Thank you to the panel. And you guys in the chat are the people who make the show so great. It's the great conversation in the chat. 55 people still watching. Guys, this is the what's it called? RP1?
RP1, beautiful. Look at the hour separate from the minutes.
Yeah.
And
minutes.
From the seconds.
Seconds, yeah.
But now you have a new generation. The new generation is the RP2. I don't know what the RP stands for. I have no idea what RP, I don't know what it means.
His initials, perhaps?
No, probably not. I mean, I'm trying to think of what the RP might stand for.
Not his initials?
Probably not. That'd be too way on the nose, to do it that way. It's gotta be short for something. Yeah, Whole Milk says really pricey. The Really Pricey 2, guys. This is the second edition of Really Pricey by Raul. Guys, come up with your best RP. This is where the chat really excels. RP stands for what, guys? Type it in the chat now. I want everybody watching, every single person, to type in your opinion. What does RP stand for? This is the RP2. It's really pricey. SE says it's really pouring. I don't know. Is pouring a word? Maybe not in English.
I think he was trying to allude it to being boring.
Nice try. Nice try.
That's a lot coming from somebody that likes Patek.
Yeah, but I mean, SE has one of the more conservative Calatravas. I don't know if we'd call it. Yeah, maybe at SE. Come on, man! Be careful. Your watch isn't exactly the most visually exciting timepiece that's ever come out. See him trying to bait him on the
Visually exciting.
I could go a lot harder, but I'm going to see the guy in a
see,
week.
you're very good. Yeah, you're a good baiter, man. Don't bait him. Don't overbait.
The problem is like the guy's like 6'5" and like twice my weight, and could like with one finger push me like 10 feet. He's really, really, really big guy, and I'm going to see him in a week, so it's like I better be on his good side.
Some of the more coma-inducing visually.
Really puzzling. Really puzzling. Okay. We've got, I can't read this one, but you guys can read it. I'm not going to verbalize that one, but thank you. Think real. Appreciate it. Any others, guys? RP.
Yep. Best watch under 100K from Watches and Wonders so far.
It'll be interesting if all the pundits at the end of Watches and Wonders say this is the best watch that was released this year.
I don't think they're going to say
that's
that.
when you know. That's when you know you're in an alternative universe.
Yes.
It's like give me back.
Yeah, I think of the 60 brands that are exhibiting at Watches and Wonders, I think 45 are in trouble. Maybe even more than that. I mean, it's like, do we care about Grunfeld anymore?
Will the brand start selling the watches straight off the boutique floor? Straight off of the display floor.
I think that would be smart of them to say, listen, you know what? This watch doesn't come out until August. But you know what? We got 3 samples, and they're only going to make 5 for the year anyway. So they might as well just like pretend that it's like, you know what? You're the best collector here. Tell you what, you wire us the information, and then on Friday, we'll deliver the watch to you.
That'd be awesome. And the guy goes, there's only 10 and he made 100.
No, you got it. You wouldn't have to lie all that much. Just these guys have to sell watches. How are they going to sell watches? How are you going to sell Grubel 4C? I got to be careful. TGI. Am I okay to trash Grubel 4C?
No, it's not cool to trash Grubel. Okay. Let's not trash Grubel, man. Okay. Let's not trash Grubel.
All right, but it's a hard
sell. I've been to their headquarters. I've seen the watches. I held them in my hand. Incredible. And I have friends that are Grubel owners. I'm a fan of Grubel. Definitely. Without question, I'm a fan of Grubel. The RP2, though, it just leaves me speechless.
Exactly. Speechless is a good way of describing it. I'm at a loss for words. How about you guys?
I think what you could say is, when will they finish making the watch? Like, when are they'll be done with it? Like, they're still making it, right?
Yeah, I think this is a prototype, and what they'll do is they'll actually put it in a white gold case, and then it'll be 89,000.
Even if you took the black ring on the first RP one, the black with the cream with the same design would look so much better.
I like the white stone. I think it's different.
Don't you think they could slice like a white refrigerator and just take the refrigerator door and...
Maybe this is the most beautiful stone dial you've ever seen in your life. Think about
Except you can't tell it looks like toothpaste. You can't even tell it's a stone.
From here, I'm sure there's a glossiness to it, or a matte to it. I don't know. Maybe both.
Is it like if you drop it, the stone could crack?
Oh, yeah. Can't drop it.
Oh, yeah.
This is not like a...
What if you hit a corner? What if you hit a corner in the kitchen?
This is like a skydiving watch, but not like a rappelling down a waterfall type watch, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Let's go to the official Raoul Paget Watches Instagram page.
Wow, look at that. That looks good.
Wow, that looks amazing.
I like the matte.
Holy shit! I've never seen anything like this before.
Go to Detroit.
Look at that. Instant Prologue just showed up.
Yeah.
There was none on the earlier pictures.
Yeah, terrible pictures on that other page.
God, what is this? Does this movement have like 37 parts?
37,000.
37 parts, and 21 of them are screws.
At least the coats line up.
Let's read the comments. Let's read some of the comments. Finally, the world can see this exciting new creation. Okay. Next up on the cop list. I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Cop, when you get something, you cop, cop a feel, cop,
I guess. I mean, if I need someone to interpret it, that means I'm too old to understand it. There's a lot of emojis here in the chat. A lot of emojis.
Listen, OC, if people don't like this watch, then they're not a customer of Raul Paget.
Yeah, I mean, they're haters.
They are just haters, and they're people who will never actually buy a watch from him. So he doesn't care about those people.
Don't care.
He doesn't. He doesn't care.
Don't
doesn't
give the
care.
haters time of day. Look at fire.
Ooh, wait.
Fire.
Can we just stop for a second? Has there ever, in recent memory, on a post for a Cubitus, had 5 fire emojis? I don't think so.
That's a record, and
That's
that's
a
a
record.
record. Let me just check with my my Instagram rep. Yep.
Or how about a fire, eyes popping hearts, another heart, fire, another eye popping heart combo? I don't think so. I mean,
gorgeous simplicity. Very well done. Bravo. Am I wrong, or is there no balance wheel? That's a question.
There's 100% a balance wheel.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here.
Just not on this picture. This is a picture of the movement before they put it all together. Chill out.
Here it is, all
See,
put
there's the
together.
balance. Yeah.
We really love it. A lot of emojis. What's up with the use of emojis? People can't write like I like this.
4 claps and 3 fire.
Emojis are the language of Instagram. It's the language of Instagram.
Fuck.
Beautiful.
Guys, by the way, if you're a member of the Original OC channel, we have custom emojis. You can use emojis to represent your love for Rolex, AP, Patek Philippe. There might even be a couple others in there. I can't remember what they are. But yeah.
Yeah.
Use your don't forget.
Basher is saying you have to watch your back, OC.
Message to all my U.S. friends: take care in Geneva. There's a lot of anti-U.S. sentiment. Just take care. No, see, I don't look like I'm from the U.S.
Yeah, you should. You're wearing a Swiss watch.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Swiss.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to blend right in.
Yeah. Do you see this anti-U.S. sentiment?
Apparently, there is a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going there as an ambassador of peace.
I guess
have a pin. I guess get a pin.
I guess what he's trying to say is that if a group of watch collectors from the United States went to Geneva, they might be in danger.
Yeah,
especially
if they're a group of Miami collectors.
Right, that went over there, they could be in danger.
Yeah, and if one of those collectors were a secret bodyguard,
maybe they would be safe.
Yep.
Maybe they got a chance.
Completely unrelated topic. Check out Deadbeat Seconds by J.W. Foster, available now on Amazon. Just do a search for Deadbeat Seconds on Amazon. You'll find it. You can get the Audible version. There's a soft cover, and there's a 1916 Company gold hardcover edition available for only $38.99 with use your Amazon Prime for fast free shipping.
Oh, see, the envelope is in the mailbox. Just wanted to let you know.
By the way,
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can move 2 or 3 books. I've been known
There's definitely an OC effect.
Somebody
And
just
I'm
bought one in the chat
thankful.
today.
Yeah, you, dude, you're selling books. I'm
No,
like not joking. You are selling books,
I
and
know.
thank you for that.
It's true. It is true. By the way, the people at Cased in Time told me that my promo code Original OC was the #1 promotion code of all time used on casedintime.com. It's you use it and you get a 20% off your order, which is the largest discount they've ever offered. So if you're interested in picking up one of these cool watch cases from Cased in Time, use the promo code Original OC. It's been extended several times due to overwhelming demand, and I reached out to them just the other day to check in and make sure that they still want me to promote it. And they're like, yes, keep promoting it because the orders are coming in by the hundreds every time you mention it. So thank you guys very much. I'm glad you guys are enjoying your new cases. If you're getting a delivery, send me a picture on Instagram and show me you with your watch in your new Cased in Time roll. Again, I don't get a penny. Don't get a penny from Cased in Time. They offered free stuff. They offered lots of stuff. I said no. Every penny goes to you guys in the form of a 20% discount. Original OC promo code caseintime.com. And again, Deadbeat Seconds, J.W. Foster on Amazon. I highly recommend the hardcover.
Do you see John has a question. Will J.W. Foster come out with a second book, Deadbeat Aussie? Details are yet to be released.
Nice.
That's a loaded question. And I don't think I'm going to answer it because there's spoilers in that question. That person knows something about the book, so I will not share. No spoilers. No spoilers.
There's a lot of people in the chat who've read the book. By the way, if you get the audio version of the book, the audio version might as well be called Deadbeat Aussie.
Yes, it's
that's all we'll say about that.
No. I don't think it's not a spoiler to say that an Australian did the voice actor is an Australian, Coop Cooper, and it was just a pleasure to work with him on that. But yeah,
is an Australian narrator. SE €5 super chat. Thank you, SE. He's also a member of the channel. Boston, what's your number? How much for you to say, quote, I love the Cubitus over any Nautilus, unquote. Oof. For me to clip and to put into my story. Okay, so in other words, he wants to basically clip it and then put it on Instagram.
Okay, so
hold on a second.
Which Nautilus? Which Nautilus is this?
The Cubitus.
I know, but which Nautilus?
Just any Nautilus. Okay, SE, you want to give a reference number or
how much would I have to be paid along with the Cubitus to give up
paid
a
€5?
Nautilus? Is that what we're saying?
He wants a soundbite for his answering machine. Like when someone calls you, hey, hello, you've reached SE. Please have a message. You know, instead of that, he wants it to be, hey, thanks for calling SE. I love the Cubitus over any Nautilus. All of them, he says. So it has to be, I love the Cubitus over any Nautilus,
What do you mean by the number? What is he?
What size super chat?
Oh, a super chat?
Yeah, super chat. That way it goes to me.
Oh my! I'm not gonna. I don't know if I even care enough to do that.
Not even for the channel.
Oh,
all super chats result in immediate reinvestment.
Yeah, but then SC will have this over me for all time. And he'll be able to replay it in perpetuity for the rest of my life.
It'll be his ringtone.
I know. I got to think about this. Honestly.
Think carefully.
Yeah. Can I wait for a better Cubitus to come out?
You're going to wait till Tuesday?
Right, it's pretty rough right now. Can I wait till after Watches and Wonders at least to get something? Oh my.
Shout out to Percocet Pete, star of the Patek Philippe Cubitus collection campaign. Here he is. What do you think of the new boxes? They're okay, right?
Yeah, Boston. Did you see the Cubidus for the first time when we were in LA?
Yes, the 3 Cubidus. Yeah.
Because I slept in and missed it. I didn't see it until like 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah. Did you see all 3?
Yeah. Tell us about the event with Marshmallow.
It was amazing. From talking to the Paddock, the people with Paddock Philippe or the people that own Paddock Philippe boutiques, they said that event was very. They haven't done anything like it. They're trying to reach to a younger audience and trying to change up the stodgy reputation of the company. And it was the people there said they've never seen anything like it from Paddock Philippe. You know, you have Marshmallow as a DJ.
Yeah.
You know, there was, Cuban cigars being rolled. I guess they weren't Cuban. There were cigars being rolled. I mean, it was a very well done
illicit
event.
activities at the Patek event.
Yeah, no, there weren't Cuban cigars. There was a guy rolling cigars, but they weren't Cuban. At least I don't think
Was
they were
he
Cuban.
from Cuba, Cuban origin?
I don't. I think his name was Fidel, but no relation.
Okay. We'll put that in the gray area.
But the event was amazing, and that was the first time I saw the
Is
watch.
Marshmallow on the list for a Cubidus?
I think he was wearing one on each wrist, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
No, he wasn't. But I didn't. I wasn't that close to him to see if he was wearing it.
By the way, we have Andy Lewis in the chat. Andy Lewis was one of the first people in the world to get a Cubidus, and he actually owns the two-tone Cubidus steel and rose gold with the blue dial. One of the first people in the world to get one. Yep, a member of the community. That's how we roll, guys. We get, but other than that, we haven't seen any other community member get one. There are people who've requested. I think Boston, if you got offered the platinum one, you wouldn't. Okay, maybe you would turn it down. But I think Jeff
respectfully decline.
I think Jeff, if offered the platinum, he might actually say yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, he just got a tutor, so his bar is pretty low right now.
Yeah, I mean, anything. He could be offered anything, and he should grab
He's in
it.
a dangerous situation. Everything compared to his last watch might look good.
I'm definitely seeing some parallels between the Cubidus and the Code. There's people I've talked to that didn't like the Cubidus when it first came out, but they've seen it and it's growing on them. There's
Growing
some
on them
Cubidus
much
lovers out
faster,
there.
much faster than the Code. The Code,
Much faster than the Code.
Years,
Much faster than the
years to
Code.
get it.
Yeah. But the watch and see. I'm really guessing that April 1 we see a smaller Cubidus.
Wow, that is a bold prediction.
I'd love to see a all rose gold one with a brown dial, chocolate dial.
That could happen. We did see leaks of both a gray dial and a kind of a brown copperish dial. So definitely you could see steel on white gold, or you could see steel on stainless steel, and you could see the brown on a full rose gold or on the two-tone.
Yeah, I'm going to say that if they come up with a chocolate Cubidus, chocolate dial Cubidus and rose, to get it as soon as you can, because these watches they're gonna be hard to get.
This is a paid promotion by Patek Philippe.
The thing is, the thing is, the Jordan Identity. You have a Nautilus. You have a 50. Correct me. What do you have? You have an older Nautilus, right?
I do not have an older Nautilus in the collection.
What do you have?
I wore a 5980 at the event.
Okay. So, but you don't have any Patek Philippe in your collection?
No.
Okay, got it. So you are. I won't reveal the retailer with whom.
You're
working.
yeah.
But you're working. You want to get your first Patek Philippe, and you're going to buy it. Your desires to get it from an authorized dealer.
Authorized dealer, and hopefully later this year. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've turned the corner. I've turned the corner on Patek. I'm a fan.
Awesome.
For now.
for now.
Guys,
unless they don't get your watch, then
now's your time to, if you aren't a member, to reward yourself with a membership. I'm dropping the link in the chat. We've done a 4-hour live stream, so everybody watching, toss in a nice fat super chat to thank Boston Collector, CQ, Jorn Identity, Buckley, Baba, everybody for jumping on, all the great participation in the chat. We will leave you today with a nod to Rolex. Reach for the crown. Rolex teasers coming in 11 hours. Stay tuned. And we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.